If you remember the last time we played, which was only 2 weeks ago, believe it or not, crazily enough, I think this is like the first time we've gotten 2 in 1 month in a while, which is cool. But
all thanks to them canceling school.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
But let's see. You had gone to, was it Geotronix? No, Geotronix. Excuse me.
Yeah.
To trace where the ley line was being tainted from.
And Bill has decided that we are going to thoroughly research things.
Well, you guys had thoroughly researched, and you were just kind of going in to do some recon, and things went south. You didn't realize you were dealing with people who knew what wizards were, and actually had one on the staff, it seemed like. And so when things started to happen and they realized what was up, it all kind of went pear-shaped at that point. You were going to, kind of sneak your way in and figure out what was there.
Yeah.
Hey, most mundane people don't know about wizards, and they certainly don't have one on the staff, so that was a little surprising. You were able to limp your way out of there after you taking a couple bullets and you taking one bullet. And get out of there, and you taking a mental strike from
pretty bad
despair, which seems to be going on in there, some kind of...
No damage, gang.
Yeah, that's right. You would run across a young girl who you guys had kind of sussed out was probably Hera, the 13 to 14-year-old girl who disappeared about a couple months ago. There was a stone hinge inside the building that you realized had been brought there and assembled, and it seemed to be assembled there to focus what they were working on. And you also thought that the prisoners who were in the cages were probably the missing paranetters. You had gone back and talked to Lou, who had said he could loan you some dwarves to help you tunnel your way in if you wanted to. So, well, actually, the Autumn Knight could command the dwarves to.
I was about to say, I don't think a loan was anywhere applied. I was like, just tell them to do it.
Yeah, it's a feudal society. They work for you. Yeah, that's right. So, and that was where we kind of were. Several of you still have injuries. I think you have a mild.
Yes, I have a.
You have a mild. And I think yours is medium, right?
It's a severe.
Is it severe? No, is it severe?
We did a prayer.
Is that the biggest one or the next biggest?
Extreme is after that.
Oh, okay, so
I've got
severe.
a severe -6.
Okay, cool. All right. Woo. Yeah, that one will take till the end of this mission, I should say, to recover from.
I think we need to train you with the Fear Stone.
I think
I just need a lead helmet.
Yeah, that's what we decided. We were going to get you a lead helmet, right? You can have lead lined your helmet that you got for your arm.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. All right, so that's where we were. You had all kind of started healing up, bandaged your wounds.
So does my mental stress go away for this?
Yeah, all your stresses are gone. So if you've got any little circles,
but not our physical stress.
No, all your little circles, any circles you did, erase them because. Remember, those go away at the end of a scene.
Oh.
We still have consequences there.
But the consequences take a little longer. Right. Middle of the next scene, your mild consequences will go away.
So after this session, I'll go down to a moderate?
No, it just goes away at the end of this mission, basically, is what happens. It goes completely away.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing, just to let you know about the extreme consequences. The extreme consequences literally do not go away until the next milestone is completed. And it replaces one of your aspects. I mean, it's something so significant. In the books, when Harry lost his hand, that was an extreme consequence. And it changed him. He was afraid of fire from then on. He was missing a hand, couldn't play the guitar and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was pretty significant. So, if you take an extreme consequence, realize it's going to be extreme. So, yeah, you probably want to take yourself out if you remember way before you take one of those. At least I would, because that's pretty bad.
I don't know why that order of things just really got me. He was scared of fire, didn't have a hand, couldn't play the guitar.
Right. We go from, just in the middle. Yeah. So it was pretty bad. And the way he actually lost his hand was he was doing a shield spell, and the guy was using a flamethrower on him, and his shield spell was really good for taking care of kinetic damage, not so good about dissipating heat damage. Yeah. And so it burned his hand off. Where his shield bracelet was, it literally from there down, it burned everything off. Bad stuff.
So when you move a skill, say something important
Right.
like endurance, which is physical.
Right.
If I moved it up to another tier, that would allow me another stress box. Do I just
Right.
gain that?
Yeah, you just gain it. You've been
Okay.
working out. Been
Well,
working
no,
out.
it was I moved my conviction up to good at some point,
Oh, okay.
and so I've only got 3 on mental. And I should have 4.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, you're
So
pretty
that'll come
beefy
in
against
better.
conviction then. I mean, against mental stress.
Yeah, that'll be better now that I remember that.
Yeah, that's good. That's
So I was
good.
just looking and saw I had conviction at
Something
Right.
good.
also mechanical I wanted to clarify. I'm sorry to interrupt
No, that's
before we
fine.
just jump in.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't find it.
If your conviction is that good,
What?
shouldn't you have up to 5?
You start with 2. I don't think so.
Good and great are 4.
Right. Only when you get up to 6.
One additional
you-
mild mental consequence for 2 levels above good.
Then I need to change mine then.
I don't know.
Somewhere, whenever I was working on my character recently or looking, I'm trying to familiarize myself with the abilities more. I noticed in the
Start with
last
2.
episode.
Whenever you have the skill,
We'll get
you
into that
got
later,
1.
but,
1 up, you got
um,
1.
That's what I thought too.
Somewhere I read, and I can't find it, that I can use my conviction instead of another
Right.
skill.
Yes.
Is that
That's
an
one of
ability
your.
that requires a fate point, or is that something?
I believe it is. That's one of the ones that one of the faith based abilities. Yes.
Okay. 'Cause
That you took.
I was trying to find where it was
Yeah, let me see if I
earlier.
can find it real quick.
I just wanted to establish that because I'd been having to roll discipline checks a lot and
Yeah.
sucking butt at it.
Well, I understand.
I was like, it'd be super nice if I could have remembered that
Just
ability
find it
in those
real quick.
moments.
Okay, this is all creature powers. That's not what we're looking for. Items of power, sword of cross.
I'm sorry.
No, no,
I write
no,
this
it's fine.
down right in the middle.
Beast change, human guise, modular abilities. That's scary. Spellcraft.
Yeah, because for the thing for might, total on the physical stress box, Superb Plus still only has 4.
Yeah.
But +1 mild physical consequence per 2 levels above good.
Yeah.
Physical consequence. So, I guess if you have Superb, do you get a 5 then? Because that's 2 above good?
Yeah.
Or is it talking about this as physical consequence?
Given the time to pray for guidance and provided your goals are pure and your actions are self, you may spend a fate
So,
point
yeah.
to use your
Yeah,
conviction
yeah.
instead
you
of
have
You
your
get 1
skill.
for every 2.
That's under Guide My Hand.
Okay,
So, yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
if you have a
Faith manages.
Superb conviction, you'll have 5
Right.
mental.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
I've got a
I
6 in
keep
physical
forgetting that
endurance.
that
I
guide
think
my
that's
hand
'cause
is
of
a
my-
multi
It's 'cause you're a might,
faceted
so-
ability.
my beast or might or something.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is the next step in your actions?
I guess we sick the dwarves down the tunnel and
Did we did we get the name of the guy who's in the building, the security guard?
No, I don't think he ever got. I was listening to the video today, so no, he never gave a name. Yeah,
Do you remember what the people in the cages look like vaguely, or no?
pretty messed up, nappy, smelled bad. The
No,
big,
but I mean, like one was a redhead. Then I mean, so that
most
we
of them
could-
were. Most of them were in the 20 to 38 years of age, dark haired, some of them blonde. Again, most of them were curled up into a fetal position and you really couldn't get a look at them. And that was about the time you started getting, well, you went and talked to that one guy and they started freaking out. And that's when the person over the loudspeaker said, please leave the prisoners alone. You're disturbing them. And that's when the mental attack started. So he really didn't have a whole lot of time to go look at them.
I guess the way to do this is I'm gonna call Volt.
You guys are all together
We're all
at the
together,
at the park. Why are you calling Volt?
I totally
Yeah.
forgot.
Hey, Volt!
I guess I'm so used to us starting at our
Yeah.
houses. My bad. Okay, so
In fact, technically, Lou is in the circle with you, as
Yeah.
is Swift.
all right.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
instead of talking to Volt first, hey Darwin,
Yes.
Karanetters. Is there anywhere that their looks are described, or could you get a message to somebody saying that, asking that maybe you might know where they are, but you need a description, or give descriptions of them to see if that's the paranetters that are in
They
the
don't.
jail cells?
They don't post that kind of stuff on the Paranet because one of the things about a Paranet is that you can remain anonymous so that things don't come after you.
Right. No, I wasn't gonna say he needed to post like. Do you have a contact in the paranetters?
It's a computer's network board. You know?
I am the contact.
Well,
I guess I'm just trying to find a way. How could we? How
I mean, he
could
could
we-
post to their boards.
How could we verify if the paranetters are in that building or not?
when we break through and we kill everybody, then we go and identify them. Yep, that's a paranetter.
Okay.
Except maybe not kill the people in the cages.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty much about the saving the
That
people.
was
Just
I
kill
was-
everyone. And
I
I
was
was
just
like,
thinking-
yeah, that's
That's what.
them.
If we
Yeah.
let the paranet know that maybe we saw some paranetters,
Get the dental records.
maybe they would want to like help
Remember,
infiltrate.
paranetters
I
are
don't know.
paranetters
We're
are
gonna send them
pretty
people to
low.
die.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
low
okay.
low power talents. They're like people who can
Yeah.
read tarot cards. If you've got somebody with combat training, which is probably not very likely, their ability might be that they're a really good shot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. These guys are very low power talents, and that's why the Paranet is so good for them, because they can work together to protect each other because they are low power.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, you
But
guys
as
are
I told
much
you guys
more powerful.
before, there have been paranetter disappearances.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And you were pretty sure that this is probably who we're seeing there, because that would make sense. Most of the Paranetters who got disappeared were in their 20s or 30s, except for this girl Hera, who she was the youngest one taken, and they were kind of like, "Whoa, one of the kids got taken. We got to find her. What's going on here?" So they were really concerned
She was
about
like
that.
12.
Yeah, 12, and so it's been probably 6 months since she disappeared. So
Okay.
that's right.
So
Well,
I
maybe
guess-
3 months, something like that.
I guess do the dwarf thing.
We bust a hole in as quietly and
And-
stealthily as we can.
And then what?
I guess
Was
we
that
threw
the
dwarves
top of
out
the
the
building
window.
where the paranetters were?
No,
No, I
Was it
came
the
into
bottom?
the top. I came into the top. There was a big cooling, like, room. I went on the catwalk and dropped down into the center of the cage area that was also connected to the creeper girl from Left 4 Dead 2, and surrounded by a ring.
Sure.
So is there a way we could get a map of the building, like
Checking
from
city
public
records.
records?
Yeah, try
And
to
then-
see accurate.
And then we could like get the dwarves to come up under the cages maybe to get to get those guys out first.
Weren't
I
the
mean-
cages suspended above the ground though?
No, they were on the
They were-
ground.
Oh,
Yeah, they were on the
okay,
ground.
okay.
I view wasn't it like just kind of like a little straight
Yeah,
rectangular thing,
Kind of up
with
against
maybe
the wall.
divided up.
pretty much.
My thing is, I don't think they'll have the diagrams of cages in the city records. So
Well, no,
I don't
I was-
know.
No, we
Well,
could just know where the
But
room
if we
is.
have
and he
if
could
we have an
maybe
idea of like where the
direct us.
walls are,
You could do that.
Right.
and then if he fell in
So-
and down, and we should be able to see catwalks,
Are
right?
we rescuing first, or are we taking down the operation first?
Well, we can divide into
Because
teams
once-
with priorities.
I
Split the
fear
party.
that if
That's always a good.
I don't like
In the
that.
same area, just have different
Plan.
priorities.
You should always.
no,
split the
we're not
party.
splitting the party again.
Everybody in the same
That was
area.
mainly a me fault.
Well, we
Always
sent you there too.
Yeah,
I
that was
just
on
think
us.
We
it's
thought we were reconning. I mean,
I thought I was gonna, coming through the ceiling where y'all were, and I was like, whoa.
But I'm
This is
thinking,
But
different.
we found something interesting out. Sorry that it cost you your mental
all right,
health.
so we
Yeah.
got
but
to
if
get
we
a
go
pretty
after
Have a little
them,
bit
they
of
might.
security force
But
there.
if we go after them, they might kill the paranetters before we can get to the paranetters. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
I just know
Because
once,
they might
once
know
we blow our
something.
cover, I mean, we got one thing we can do quick and easy before it gets real hard.
Do we know what the Stonehenge is and what it's for?
Lou had said that he thought it helped focus the power of whatever was going on in there.
But we don't know what their goal is with it. But
No.
Maybe probably something to do with the ley lines.
I'm assuming those paranetters are fodder or a sacrifice of some kind.
Feeding
Or a
their
battery.
despair. Yeah,
So-
feeding off their despair to charge a
I
battery.
mean, I have a sword that can cut through stone. Maybe our first priority is destroy the henge before they can do whatever.
That's a
with
good
it.
idea. So we could come
And
up.
then secondarily try
the
to free paranetters, and then, or we can put some of the dwarves on the rescue paranetters job.
I
Maybe.
I've been wanting to do that.
But are they fighters or just diggers?
Oh, they can fight. Yeah. Well, you haven't met them yet. You might want to call them.
Yeah. Well, this is before we start bringing dwarves in here.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see what our.
Are they just minors or are they like, you know?
Yeah.
So
Are
what
they
is our
adults?
number?
I mean,
Yeah.
Are they adults? Are they
Are there any
minors?
women and do they have beards?
Ooh,
True.
I can only assume they do.
We
I
do
think
know
the
that
women
we do know
have
that
this.
dwarves like human women a lot. We had that discussion.
That's true. Yeah.
I didn't know
So taking out the hinge. Is that priority number one?
It's something I can
I think
do
that's a good idea because it is where their power
Yeah, so we
source
can-
is.
quickly. I'm assuming, unless there's some
You
You
magical
did something
property
to the
of this.
hinge.
I
Not pull
broke-
the lintel pieces off, yeah.
Yeah, I broke a little bit.
Do we notice? Can we notice if that affected the ley line
The ley line's
any at all?
stronger.
If it did,
Can I look at it?
You can, but if it did, you don't notice it.
Yeah,
It may be
no.
such a small amount of a change that
How big is the hinge?
you can't tell. It was big.
It was big.
Well, you know, the room that was in there was probably about 100 feet to a side. So it was a big room, and so,
So-
this hinge would be like the central portion of Stonehenge. You know,
And the paranetters were in cages around, so that's
Right.
logistically going to be a scramble to get them out. So maybe not something we handle
You know,
ourselves, but
Swift is real swift.
he is.
He
I
could
mean,
go
that is
around
kind of-
knocking
People
padlocks
out,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, people out too.
Could
Easily.
you? I know you probably couldn't
I'm not
tell.
very fast.
Yeah, but could you tell were the prisoners all separated from each other by individual
No,
walls,
no,
or
they're
was
not.
it just one cage?
Couple of them in
Mass
one.
caves.
Yeah. Well,
Or
there's
cages.
there were two two big cages, and there were like 2 or 3 in each. is
So
what it was.
then it wouldn't be quite so bad if you could just do a couple holes and throw people down the hall.
I mean, for me, I don't know what everybody else's goal is, but for me, getting those people out is kind of the priority.
I seek revenge.
Well, I want to
Valid, valid.
I want to fix the problem.
I want to
So,
get the people out, and I want the power taken down.
You want to
so.
save your people.
That's
There's-
right. I want to save my people.
There's
Yeah, that's
also
right.
the issue of the girl, right?
We don't-
So we don't know
Young
if
girl.
she's under influence, but obviously she's powerful enough to do some damage.
Yep.
So how are we treating her when we
so
go in
did
there?
she-
I can restrain her
Can we-
while y'all do your wumbo mumbo jumbo and exercise.
Did
her.
you try to restrain her? And
She disappeared.
We gotta when we find the real her.
okay.
So we're thinking that she's possessed, right?
Something, I guess. I don't know.
I can't imagine
Brainwashed.
As a warden,
I mean,
do I know
she's
anything? Is
young.
Surely
so
there's
she
a
could just
difference
be
between
influenced.
like demon never possession
Yeah,
and
that'd be like
maybe.
Okay, well,
Magic.
demon possession, you would not want to kill this person. If this girl, under her own volition, is messing with people's minds, then that's a breach of the you can kill her.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, how do I know?
Don't
You
you?
don't.
Other different.
Can't
Is there a
you
way
look
can I
into her
figure
mind
it
when
out?
y'all touch?
Oh yeah, because I really,
You have to.
I
you
really
have
want
to
a
try.
third eye.
Well, you could also take her alive and research it and find out, and then
We sprinkle some holy
you could,
water on her. so
you
she
could
shrieks.
probably look at her with your wizard's eye and be able to determine that because
We'll stab her with a bit of iron.
Yeah.
See if she's a fairy. We'll just
Y'all
go
should
down
just
all the.
I'll do
sprinkle her
that.
with some holy
I'll
water.
do that.
and-
If
Yeah.
she
Holy water,
if she
fire.
shows up, I'll wizard eye her. If it, just
Silver.
keep an eye on me.
Are we sure the girl's the thing though, or is?
I'm
like-
almost certain she's a pawn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but so if she's a pawn, that means there's a
A master.
That's
a master
something-
coming up.
Oh no,
Something-
not another
That's
master.
what I'm saying, but
Faster,
Yeah.
faster.
because I'm just I'm
That's
not
the
just going to
unknown.
come in
It was
and
really
kill
dark
her
in there, too,
because she
wasn't
may
it?
be an innocent
Well,
who's possessed.
especially when you started getting attacked, it started getting darker, and that was the thing. Yeah.
There was a voice that was like, "Move away from the cages" or
Yep.
whatever.
Over intercom.
Darwin, can you make anything
Alleged
that we
intercom.
can
It could have been all being a big leap
wear
of my
or use that
imagination.
would
Could have been.
fight against despair? Probably not.
Well, you can.
Can
do,
I do that?
You can do a block.
I'm coming in with a tinfoil.
What you
hat.
could do is you would need to make, or you could do a counter spell. Either one. You could come in with a block up. You'll have to maintain it from round to round, which will be tiring, but you could do that.
Could I thaumaturge? Could I thaumaturge a block on the
So
back?
good item.
You'd have to.
I know,
Huh?
I love it.
I mean, that's literally the only thing I'm thinking of right here. Is
something
What?
shiny and
said
heavy.
thaumaturge is like a feel good item, like the
No,
opposite of
no.
despair.
I don't that works.
Well, you would have to
Nice
use something like that
blanky-
to make the thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
You know, a memory of true happiness or something like that, or a hope. Actually, a memory of true hope. But to do something like that, it's going to take you a little while to prep those because you have to make one for everybody, unless you do a block. Now, when the spell starts to hit, you can also counterspell, just like they did to your tornado. So
I like that.
Can you counterspell a counterspell?
you can.
Ooh.
Or
Alright,
three
I
wizards.
guess we'll just go with the counterspell then. I mean,
Up to you.
All right. So
'cause I feel like time is
Summon
more
the
the
dwarves?
essence than.
yeah, you want to talk to the dwarves, and can we talk to like a dwarf, not all the dwarves?
Yeah, right.
I
know.
think you can decide
Oh,
what you want to do.
So what do you do?
Like the office thing. I declare bankruptcy. I have summoned the dwarf.
All right, you do that, and remember, there's a lot of people in the.
So
one
really
comes up
taking to
and-
the
There's a lot of the
side.
Fey folk that are in the park. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and, you know they look like homeless people. They didn't used to. Now they do because of the despair that's infecting the area. You notice this guy. He's about maybe 4 feet tall. He's digging through a trash can, and you say, "I summon the dwarves." And he looks up. He's got dark hair, long beard. Kind of looks like you're not sure if it's supposed to be dreadlocks or his hair is just matted. And he's wearing a kind of a trench coat. It's maybe a normal sized coat, but it hits him kind of a little bit between his, the knee and the hip. He looks over and she goes, "Hoard your horses, I'll be right there." And so he keeps digging through the trash. He goes, "Ah," and he walks over and says, "There's some of the dwarf. What do you want?" And this guy, he's dark haired, got food in his beard. He's kind of gross looking. He says, "What do you want?"
Need some help.
"Okay, what do you want?"
We need to dig underneath a building over in where was it?
West Bank.
West Bank.
It was in Algiers.
Algiers.
Oh, Algiers.
That's across the water, away from the park.
Yes.
We need permission from the king to leave the park. Can we leave the park, king? Lou says, "Yes." You follow the Autumn Night. Oh, he's the Autumn Night. Oh, okay. I guess we don't need permission to leave because of the Autumn Night. Okay, whatever. All right. You're like, what? He says, "All right." So yeah, okay. What are you trying to dig? Where are you trying to dig? How far are you digging tunnels? You digging holes?
Yeah, tunnel underneath. We need from where to where? Just
From the building across the street.
We're building across the street.
Was there a building across the
Probably
street?
should
Just-
just-
There's
another
office park. Well, there's office, not office parks. What do we call those
Could we
things?
go
Industrial
into
complexes where the
possibly-
little industrial parks where the little buildings are and stuff
Yeah,
like
because I
that.
mean, it wasn't the only
Okay,
building
that's
in
what
the
you
area.
mean. I thought you meant like from across the street of this park, a building, and then
no.
going that entire
No,
way.
Yeah,
I was
we're
like,
dwarves. We could do
There was
that.
another
That is
building
a
lot.
beside
We
it.
didn't worry about
Yeah.
flooding the tunnels.
I don't-
No, we're
See-
dwarves. We only do high quality work here. We can go underneath them. It's not a problem.
But I distinctly
well,
remember there
might
was
take a
another
while.
building.
It
Is
take a while
there-
just to walk that way.
Hopefully we've got a couple
Already-
hundred years, but we get it done.
Like
It's fine.
subterranean infrastructure in the area that
Well,
we
you
could
do know
work
that
with?
New Orleans is pretty swampy.
Oh yeah.
So, you're talking about below sea level, technically. It is going to require, and the dwarf goes, you're below sea level here, so it's going to require a little bit of shoring up and sealing things shut and, making sure it doesn't flood. Unless you're okay with waist deep water in the tunnel, and I'm fine with that too. We are dwarves. We're used to working in those kind of conditions all the time.
Well, we did go to Pontchartrain.
Oh, you went to Pontchartrain. Oh, you're fine.
We're new now.
That's right. You've had everything. You won't have to worry about COVID in a few years either. So there you go.
So we need to know where to go, and then we want to go underneath this place. And can you go through
Concrete?
concrete?
Granite? Oh, yeah, that's no problem.
Okay.
We should have the schematics. So,
Yeah.
Darwin, where are the schematics?
You have
It's
to
like
go
at
get
the
'em-
library.
God.
we
Well,
haven't done anything.
City
we
Hall.
haven't gone anywhere.
Sorry.
We talked
Yeah.
about this
Darwin, you're supposed
maybe
to
4 minutes ago.
go. 3 minutes ago, you should have gotten this.
You have to go to City Hall to probably get them. That's what you have to get them from. So you need schematics from City Hall. All right, fine.
You don't just keep
So-
schematics of every building in New Orleans on you at all times.
Well, no, I also don't keep a tourist map of this place either.
With a burn hole.
Fair. You might have had a better chance of asking me for the schematics.
That's right. That's right. So yeah,
Alright.
he goes, okay. So you need to go get the schematics from City Hall, so we can find that. Do you have a building located across the street or
Just
nearby that we can
default,
start from?
random item go.
Oh, well, I just so happened.
Well, I was researching that in my spare time. Yeah.
If you play a Kinder, you have a 1 in 4 chance of pulling it out of your pocket.
Right. Now,
That was
okay.
so good.
Technically, you could spend a point, a fate
Declare.
point, to declare that.
Oh, actually.
But I'm going to call that so far fetched. I'm going to say no. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty long. I mean, if you were looking for something simple like a sledgehammer, yeah, sure, I got no problem. But the actual building schematics should happen to be in your back pocket. I'm going to go, yeah, no. Yeah, that's not going to work. So.
All right, so we need a place to go from,
Mm-hmm.
and then schematics, a place to go to. So once we get there, you open the hole. Will you be able to help us? So if we have people that we're trying to rescue, will you be able to help them get out? Help us get those people out. Assist us in that.
You mean me personally, or what?
Any of you or your cohort.
Well, I'll have to let you know how many dwarves it is when I find out how far we have to dig.
Okay.
And what kind of material are we moving through. So, yeah, I can help you with that.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's got like an off-duty foreman. Is that what this is? Like, I'll let you know how many guys it takes. I'll let you know a time frame.
You need more information, all right?
Have you seen the movie Chernobyl, or the series Chernobyl?
Oh, yeah.
There's a minor boss, and that's who this guy is. He's the minor boss. Yeah. He goes, all right, well, then let me know what you need, and pat you on the shoulder and leaves dirt all over your shoulder. And says, all right, come back with more information, and I'll ride with you to go see where we need to do this digging. And once I have an idea of that, I can tell you how many dwarves we're going to need, and we'll set you up.
Okay.
What's his name?
Huh?
Did we,
Oh, yeah.
did we get his name?
Yeah.
I haven't come up with a name. All right, hold on.
He's dwarf.
I'm really tempted to just call him Gimli, but that's just no. Okay. Clarence.
Clarence. That's appropriate AF.
Clarence is your friend.
Clarence Rocknose?
No, Clarence the dwarf. We don't have surnames here in the Fey folk, or the Autumn people. We don't need them. Everybody knows everybody.
What was the name of the company?
This is the
It's
second time that we're
supposed to be,
Yo.
it's supposed to be a hand.
I think it's
I'm gonna
Geotronix.
fix it. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, Geotronix. Yeah, Geotronix. What happened?
Watch back the video.
Oh. Okay, I'll catch it, yeah.
So, I figured it'd take a couple hours to get schematics.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, this is on the Friday after Thanksgiving. So you
it
should,
may not be open.
you should be able to, well, if you're going to go down there and look for them, it's probably like 4 o'clock in the evening, so you're going to have to get down there quick to City Hall.
Oh, I thought he's going. Are you going?
I can.
You
Because
guys
I'm gonna
go-
go home and while he's doing that, I'm gonna go home and research
What?
despair, like what creatures
Okay.
cause despair and feed on despair, and what the
We
White
talked about
Council
that.
have done.
White Court Vampire does that.
Yeah.
The skate.
Well, I know, but I want to make sure that there's nothing else.
Those are the only things you really know of as a warden. You know, White Court vampires feed on either despair, lust, or fear. And there's thought that there may be another court that eats rage, but you're not sure. You've never run any of those. You know that there are a court of White Court vampires who have been in New Orleans for a while that are of the, I think it's the scabies. They're the ones who feed on fear. So you know, sorry, not fear, despair. So you know there's a White Court that does that here. They've been here for a while.
No, I was just wondering if the girl. How would we know if the girl is out until we see her?
You won't.
If she's been turned.
You won't. No.
I'm really good at restraining people. Once we come to that bridge, I can restrain
Jody,
her. We
okay.
can find out.
White Court. You cannot be turned into a White Court. You're born into it.
Oh, I forgot about
And
that.
then you, at some point, will have a chance to make your first kill. And if you do, then you become a full-fledged White Court vampire. If you don't and resist, then actually you lose your White Court vampire powers and you become a normal human. If you remember, that was in one of the books as well.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
So, you get to make a
Okay.
choice. Normally, what the White Court does is wait until you're so hungry as a vampire to the point where you can't control yourself. And then they throw somebody in there that you just devour and you have no choice in the matter. So they manipulate you to the point where you always
change.
turn. That was, remember, one of the people that you saved was a girl who was a White Court virgin. She had not killed yet. And you saved her because the rest of the White Court was trying to get her to kill her first time. And so you spirited her away so she could make sure she didn't turn. So yeah. That was your backstory with Miranda.
Okay, I was like, I have no recollection. Holy crap!
I think it was Miranda and Della that had that backstory, but I'm not real sure. It's on Miranda's paper. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I think we were just it was the Terrence connection.
No.
You and I had the Terrence connection.
Or maybe it was you and
Kind of.
I don't remember who it was that you.
I don't know why. I
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure that I was making item to protect against vampires.
Okay, that's
you ran
right,
into
that's
that.
So
that didn't work out very
killed
well.
you.
You killed the vampire kinetic blast thing.
Right, so it was Darwin and Bunk who had the
Yeah.
connection. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I have copies of all your backstory.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I, for whatever reason, do not have the guest star written down for that one. But I had a connection with him, so it had to have been him because I do have Della written down for a different one
Okay. So,
that involved Terrence Jackson.
yeah. Let me see. And
So
that's
this was my Darwin and Bunk story. This was my Della story. So that had to be you, me, you, and the vampires.
Was it you and me fighting the vampires?
It's the only
Yeah, here we
one
go.
I
No, it's Della's backstory. Miranda tries to help a virgin White Court vampire, Jamie Scavis, to resist his nature and retain his humanity. His mother, Annabelle, will stop at nothing to push him over the edge. I came across him.
Oh, I guess it
Right,
was
it's
Della.
terrible. I came across him. The mother of his girlfriend came to me and explained what Annabelle was
Oh.
doing to turn him
Yeah, we
into
didn't
a
have
despair vampire.
You don't
As
have
I
stories.
investigated, I
You
met
only have
Miranda.
two shares.
Two.
We unveiled her plot, and he became human. So yeah, it was Miranda and Della. Sorry,
Okay.
I guess I need that backstory so I can remember it.
should be on the back of your paper.
That would be in there.
You should have two papers.
That would be here.
Yeah, it's in there. No, that one. right
She's
there.
like, no, it doesn't count. You
There's
said the
Miranda.
back, that was the front.
Maybe has an Virgin White Court Vampire.
Yep. That's why I have copies of your backstory, so I can make sure I weave them into my story.
All right, well, then I'm just going to sit around and twiddle my thumbs.
While we wait for, you might want to drive him to the, courthouse.
Hey,
Yeah,
let's take
we
your
can-
van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'll probably be
we can
faster
Scooby
than him
gang this shit.
scootering. I mean, the scooter probably has a top speed of, I don't know, you tinker things, you can make it go as fast as you want. May have a rocket pack on it, who knows. You can
To
do that
the library or City Hall.
to City Hall. So you all pile into the van. The dwarf waves at you. Clarence waves at you, and so you all hop into the van and head to City Hall. You get there about 4:30. It's getting close to closing time. Up the steps. The big granite steps up to the front, glassed-in lobby. You look at the little tote boards that have all the different, places on it, and it says third floor is City Records. So you grab the elevator. Okay, grab the elevator, head up to the floor. Jody, I need you to make a discipline check for me, please.
We're stuck here until closing time. Come back tomorrow.
That's not bad.
Hey, I got a 6.
Oh, you're fine. I guess you're not in danger right now, so you're fine. You hop on the elevator. Elevator doesn't seem to have any problems. You go up to the third floor, though there is a weird grease smell as you get to the third floor. And then the doors open and you step out. There's a big counter there. A gentleman in a sweater and jeans, because remember it is in November, is standing there behind the counter and he says, "Hi, can I help you? City Records." There's several other people kind of milling around. There's a copy machine in the corner.
Yeah, is there any chance that we could get a hold of some blueprints for the
Geotronix.
Geotronix building in the Algiers area?
Oh, you have the address?
I think we do.
Yeah.
Probably know it.
I mean, I definitely don't know off the top of my head. So.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but I think, didn't we... Maybe we didn't look it up.
I wrote Geotronix stinks of despair.
That's
Right.
how it is.
Well,
He
does
says,
he have a
okay, well,
phone
let me
book?
look it up. It's going to take me a minute.
Stinks of despair.
He grabs the computer.
I step away.
Boulevard.
He grabs the computer, starts typing in there. It's one of these older computers like you were using in the library, little green screen on it and stuff like that. Starts typing. You take about 5 steps back.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the room as far as I can
Yeah, he starts typing. He goes, okay, got the address, and let's see. It seems that the plans for the Geotronix are in the 4th rack. Okay, I'll be right back. And he goes in and he opens this little gate, goes back in there, closes
I don't
it,
think
and
so.
goes to the 4th rack, pulls out this tube, and comes walking back towards you. It's about this long. And he lays it out on the counter and opens the tube, pulls it out, and sure enough, there's all these little blueprints and stuff. And he lays it out, and he says, oh, okay, well, there it is. What'd you need to see?
Ground floor, subfloors. Can we get copies of this?
I'm actually not allowed to make copies of these.
Oh, okay, that's.
But I can let you look at them for, until we close. We close in about 25 minutes.
Does what we're looking at coincide with what we saw when we were there, as far as like the areas that we saw? Does it look?
Well, you look
still-
at them, and, some of the blueprints are, like the electrical system and the cooling system and the duct work and things like that. And you see the room up on top that you saw with all the air conditioners. There's a lot of duct work. You see that basically the entire building, there's the big central area where you were, and then there's like rooms built around it.
Wait, can you guys bring the blueprint over to where I am?
You can.
Oh,
And he's not going to let him off the counter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just
I'll
stand
pull
apart.
out
Why
my
would you have to
laminated
be with
map
us?
and flip
She
it
don't
over
want to
and
get
start
near the computer.
Just-
That was an older computer.
use the back of
but
my map
still,
to.
older computer, even so.
So, we could probably take a picture of it. If someone distracts him.
It's true.
You say to me.
Yeah, whisper to you.
Hey man, there's this really weird smell of grease. Do you smell that?
Give me a deceit check.
Wait, it did smell of grease though. You said when we came up.
Okay, give me a rapport check.
Good thinking.
It did. You're not lying.
That's null. +1. That's a 5.
Okay. Alright, he's going to make a rapport check too.
And done, you fail.
Sorry. Gotta get all the things drawn. Okay.
I've got the sniffles.
Uh-oh.
No.
It's not mine. Alright, so what you see is basically this. This
Did they
is
take a picture or are they looking at it?
oh, hang
I guess
on.
it's-
This is like kind of the central hallway. And then there's doors on either side. This is the hallway where you guys saw the tactical team, and this is where you guys entered from, right here. So you've been in this area, and then the rest of it. Of course, none of the doors or buildings or the rooms are labeled. It's very generic. You do see that in here. There's kind of like, there's a bathroom right here in this area. There's another bathroom here, and maybe one right here. But other than that, you really can't tell. I mean, because it's got actually the plumbing right up and stuff.
You said there was also electrical and stuff.
There was, yes.
Do I see a comms control center for an intercom system somewhere on the map?
You kind of got the idea that the guy who was the guard, that was his job. The guy with the desk that you blew up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of routing of stuff to that area, and so
So,
he's.
like, the voice that he heard was that guy?
Oh no, you don't see anything about
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't see no doors into this square part in the middle.
Yeah, actually there are. Sorry, I just forgot those. There should be a hallway right here. Whoops.
Question: am I seeing this or not?
Well, okay.
I'm
So,
not
are
here.
you guys trying to take a picture? You did a rapport check. Let me let poor little guy make his defensive roll. Ooh, wow. You say something to him. He goes, grease? Oh man, I better call maintenance. I don't want the elevator to go out. Hang on just a second. So he grabs the phone and looks like he's going to dial somebody. You could, if you've got stealth and you want to try and take a picture of it with your camera, you can try. Okay.
I do not.
Mine's not the best out of.
What
Drag.
would I use? I can have nothing to do with stealth. So just be a straight roll.
Yeah, it'd be a straight roll.
Could I use guide my hand to roll conviction instead?
Sure. They kick you.
Nice.
All right.
How'd you do?
That's a +5 is my conviction, and that's null on the dice.
Roll alertness. Ooh, okay, I rolled. Well, okay. So he kind of reaches over, grabs the phone, starts calling. Goes, yeah, we've got a weird grease smell coming from one of the elevators. And when he kind of turns to the side like this, you grab your phone and he says, yeah, we might want to check it, make sure the elevator's not about to go out. So yeah, okay, tomorrow morning. Good deal. Sounds good. We're about to close anyway, so it's not a big deal. All right. Hangs up. He goes, yeah, I'll definitely get the maintenance check on that tomorrow, first thing. Thanks for letting us know about that. We don't want the elevators to
No
go down.
problem.
Certainly don't want somebody, tumbling 3
Anything to
flights.
help the community.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, thanks, appreciate it. All right, so you've taken a picture. Are you gonna go show the picture to her?
I was gonna say send it in the group text, but
Yeah, that doesn't work with an
yeah,
Nokia.
I'll just kind of mosey over and be like, "Hey, did I show you this when I was at the park? This picture?"
Make me
And I just-
discipline check.
No. Before she even gets
Make me
to
discipline check.
I'm working on like being calm
Make me a discipline check.
and being cool.
Stand over there.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Yay! I think this is 7. Yep, 7.
All right, so she walks over with her phone and says, "Hey, take a look at this," and the phone goes dark. Okay. And so you step away from her, and the phone comes back on.
Oh,
Alright. So look, let's.
So you take a deep breath, and she kind of holds it up for you, and you can look at it and kind of see it. She can, do like that. But you're
send
having
it in the group chat just in case
Yeah.
something happens to my phone
Not
right
a
now.
bad idea.
But I'm just gonna say, let's draw. Somebody can draw it out in the van.
Oh, we could probably just hook it up to a computer and then print it out as a PDF.
Yeah,
Oh, true,
true.
We are in 2010.
You could
true.
find you a Kinko's or something like that.
So does it show more floors, or is it just?
No. Looks like the only floor is the bottom floor. There is a basement area where there's a loading dock, and it looks like an area where you can actually park, like vans and stuff like that. More storage. If you remember, the building was kind of here, and there was a ramp that went down, and there were loading docks down there. So there is kind of a half level that is like the basement level. Again, you don't want to dig too far down in New Orleans or Algiers or anything like that because you'll flood. So, it's about 20 feet lower.
So what side of this was the half level?
It would be underneath this part up here, right? So this part, it would be underneath this part. Would be where the half level is right here. Okay?
Okay.
So we don't want to come
And
up
that
with
was
a
the
half level.
loading.
We
That's what
might.
I was thinking.
I mean, you might want to have.
You have a couple doors on one side and a couple doors on the other side.
Maybe.
The half level does seem to have 3 roll-up doors, and then a smaller door beside them that looks like it's got a
I'm
key.
just thinking we come up in the half level, we still have to get in.
Yeah.
Whereas if we just come up in the actual, just normal level, we're already in there.
Yeah.
Well, now the half level connects to the rest of the place.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh.
you still got the
Gotta-
roll up
yeah.
doors and.
Wait, does the roll-up
you gotta
doors
stealth
open
roll.
directly
Yeah,
into the
you'd
large
still be
chamber?
stealth.
No. I'm sorry. I'm
okay,
not
okay.
explaining this well. The half level, if it's like underneath here, I'm not explaining this well at all.
It's okay.
Would be like the roll-up doors would be out the back, where you could like drive a truck in, and then there's like a loading bay, and then there's like stairs here, and then little rooms and stuff like that. So if you came up in the half
that
level, you could take the stairs up to the
Central
first floor.
channel is above the half level.
Right,
Okay,
right.
Okay.
So if you came into the half level, you could get into the central area of the
Okay,
stairs.
so it's pretty much inside then.
Right. You're in. If you remember, they had a ramp that drove down and a gate, so to keep people from just kind of getting in there.
But I would think that they would have cameras on those doors.
I would think so too.
I
On
mean,
the
if they had
doors,
everything
But
but-
we
surveilled.
maybe could use this area as a distraction. I mean, we could just Freddy Lounge it and just send a flaming wheelchair down that thing or something. You know?
I like to play your wheelchair.
Or maybe we could.
Well, it could be that could
maybe
be
we
an
could put some
evac.
flyers up, for like free food, or something to get like the homeless to start like wandering around there and
No, you don't want that. That's
So we're gonna put
that's
homeless in danger
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
but we're worried about
they're-
their
They're
fairness.
worthless. I mean,
I mean,
come
I
on.
don't care about either of them, but I'm just saying.
Sorry, I was thinking distraction. I wasn't thinking
a
danger.
good way. That's a good way to get all the
I
homeless
failed as
people
a
killed.
warden.
Yeah. That'd be even worse.
How unwoke.
No,
I'm
that
a
could
terrible
be.
warden.
We could get a truck to escort all of the predators out through there
We have
instead
a
of
van,
having
but
these.
that's, I don't know.
Because some of
Yeah.
them were slobbering on themselves. I don't think they're going to be able to run down the tunnel back to
Right.
the
Right.
escape.
Yeah.
So maybe we could just
So
have some kind of
if we
vehicle
do
there to
two,
pile
have
them into.
have one coming up into the middle, and then have them maybe one like a escape route.
Do
through
any
there.
of the
Through
dwarves
there.
have a driver's license?
No, they don't know how to drive.
Okay.
Well, you didn't ask. I mean, they might. They probably the only kind of license they have is like forklift drive
We
license
could
or
we
something
could have
like
like
that.
two radios,
They probably got a
somebody-
CBD license so they can drive
I have
the CBD.
radios.
What,
Somebody
At
off
the
on the
pawn
side
shop.
with
Not CBD, no.
like a
CDL?
CDL. There you
CDL, thank you. A CDL
somebody off on
license.
the side with a truck.
CBD license.
Shove all the people in there. They drive away while we're kicking ass.
Do we have any other allies in the city that we could call on to be a getaway driver for the paraneters? Who do we know?
Gabriel Beaumont.
Gabriel Wilmot.
You got some police contacts.
We do have police.
Ooh, this would file up there. This would get rid of their missing persons probably thing too. I'm sure they got missing person stuff, right?
You got some contacts in the
That'd be good
church.
press for them, too.
And then they could bust the Gen Tech and have
Sergeant
great
James
promotions and
Jeffries. No, he
stuff,
died.
right? Gen Tech would definitely
Yeah,
have
well,
some
I mean,
kind of
this
evil
is-
stuff going on. I
Geo,
don't know.
yeah.
Who's our?
Geotronix.
We had a
Let me call the
liaison
captain.
with the the
Yeah.
captain.
I have to look at his
Yeah,
name.
because maybe they can.
Yeah,
Maybe they can provide us with some, because they're great at rescuing people. I assume.
Yeah.
they are.
SWAT team
SWAT
stuff. I
teams
guess.
and-
Yeah. I guess they're good at that.
Yeah.
We did get a bunch of them
We
killed
did,
at one
yeah.
time.
You think, yeah.
No, but they were really good. It's just the
That one chick.
yeah,
Again, we split the party.
Brian Johnson.
We just
Brian
gotta stop doing
Johnson.
that.
Oh, Brian Johnson. Hey, Jody, you know Percy Lestrange.
No,
It's for all your magical needs.
no,
Okay, just checking.
Brian Johnson.
Yeah, so we could have the.
So I'm gonna get my phone out, my little flip phone,
Right.
and I am not upset.
Remember, he gave you his card, so you can call him. Phone rings a couple more times. Answer. Hello, Captain Brian Johnson's office.
Hi, Captain Johnson.
No, it's not Captain Johnson. It's the secretary.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go straight to the
Hi.
captain.
This is Della Fontenot. I need to speak with Brian Johnson.
Captain Johnson has left for the day, but I could give him a message. It's 5 o'clock.
Do you know when will he be back in? Because it's
Oh, tomorrow morning, absolutely.
like early in the morning.
Yeah, he gets in pretty early, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock.
A morning assault. I'll never expect.
So
No, it
all right.
expands
So
the
if you would just have him give me a call when he comes into the office tomorrow.
Sure. Can I get your number?
Yes, my number is blah 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 blah.
555, etc. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
She says, "Okay, I'll get the message to him."
All right.
Click.
And if
All
we
right.
hit their compound before they get their morning coffee, we're at a disadvantage.
Well, that's right. Their alertness will at least be one lower. That's
Right.
for sure.
Exactly.
Plus, they're vampires. So
Well, we don't know
traditionally,
These guys may not
they
have
had
been
to spare.
The guys with
We
AKs
don't-
probably weren't vampires, I would
Well,
say.
that's true.
guys with AKs.
Those
And
guys
armor.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
them. They told me.
The guns and the armor were the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't see any vampires. The guys with the fast guns and the big
Well,
armor
I
were.
just assume there's a vampire in there from his. What happened to him?
There's
so.
some mumbo wumbo girl.
Wait,
Like that.
last time that we got in contact with the police to get help, it was through Deacon Fontenelle. So maybe he has like a home number or.
Well, no, because Brian Johnson said contact him next time they needed some help.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah, don't go
wants to
through anybody else.
contact
You
you
contact
directly.
me
He doesn't
because
want
if
us
somebody
to do that.
dies, I need to know what's going on so I can head it off." So yeah,
And this will give us time to, let the dwarves make out a good plan, get a head count. We'll just start early in the
For
morning.
us to find a truck and a driver.
Yeah. Well, they can probably bring a SWAT van and escort people out that way. Or whatever it is that police
Well, I guess
have.
we can study the map then.
And we'll bring it back to the dwarves and they can go over it.
Are you going to? Okay, so you've got a copy of the blueprints. Are you going to get a copy of what kind of map are you going to get of the area
Ooh, new map.
near Geotronix or what?
Yeah, well, we can print out the map that I made, and then, oh man.
Well, your map actually doesn't cover Algiers.
No, I'm talking about the picture of the
Oh,
building
the
map. We can
blueprints.
print that one out, and
When-
then
You should be able to pull up a
Google
city
Maps
map.
start
I was honestly just
Yeah.
wondering that. That was.
I think it was in its infancy at this point.
Do they have the street view and all that kind of stuff back
I
then?
don't
I don't
think
think
so. I think they
so.
were still sending the
They
cars
had
around.
it was Google World.
Yeah.
Google Earth.
Google
yeah.
Earth.
Google Earth.
There you
Google
go.
Earth. But yeah,
Because I remember looking at that in middle school.
yeah,
They have MapQuest though.
it's true.
Yeah,
Oh, I
we had to
remember
print out the
that.
directions.
Wow.
Google Street View launched in 2007.
Oh, okay. So they're sending the cars around. They may not have this particular
Yeah.
neighborhood, but
Yeah.
in fact, right after Katrina, I don't think I'd sent a car through a neighborhood.
But at this
anywhere
time,
in the
wasn't it still really easy to buy a map in the gas station?
Yeah.
So we should just get a gas station map
Get like a highway map.
of Algiers. I mean, we don't have to have the whole city.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's going to have it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to drive to a local gas station. You probably So you go to a local gas station, find a map, pay a couple bucks for it. Where are you heading now?
First thing I do is mark it up. Geotronix.
Well, we can't start anything until
Despair.
tomorrow after Captain Johnson calls. I think we all go back to Bunk's new digs. I mean, he has
I
food,
got
Party at Bunk's
Roommate.
rooms.
You have food and rooms?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's her face? What was her
Didn't it
name?
sound like it was
Brown.
big?
Brown.
Mrs. Brown might be able to hook us up with some.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head back to Ottoman Park. Pull up to the little, nice little gingerbread house. It's kind of it's not real gingerbread, but it's got the gingerbread. You never know now. Yeah. It's very.
I lick it.
Tastes like in New Orleans. So you go up the stairs. Mrs. Brown meets you at the door. Little tiny woman. She's probably 4 foot. Well, she's probably 4'2". She's wrinkled and she's got on a brown shawl and kind of a beige shirt or blouse and a little brown skirt. Looks like maybe even tweed. And she comes up and opens the door and she goes, "Oh, Mr. Bunk, you're home and you brought friends. Will you be needing sustenance?"
Yes, please.
"Oh, good. I'll whip something up in the kitchen." And so she, heads out of the way. Swift, kind of goes there and says,
I love her.
there's a main sitting room where, it's kind of a common area. All the furniture looks kind of antique. And there's a big wooden, coffee table in there. Should be room. There's also, of course, a dining room table where you ate breakfast that time. So you can do that one either. And there's plenty of room for you to sit around the dining room table, too.
Sprawl out our
Yep,
maps
maps
and make
and-
our plan.
So you go to the dining room table, lay the maps out, start drawing on there. You've been there maybe 15 minutes, and Mrs. Brown comes in with a plate of sandwiches. Pimento and cheese, ham, there's some, looks like maybe some turkey. They got lettuce and tomatoes on them and stuff like that, mayonnaise, and she just, it's a plate. It's kind of piled up by about, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 sandwiches for each of you. And she puts them on the table and she says, "Would you like something to drink?"
Yes,
Sweet
please.
tea?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sure.
She says, "I'll get some out of the fridge." She heads back into the kitchen, comes back in like a minute, and she's got this pitcher of sweet tea and 6 glasses because Swift's going to drink with you. She puts the tea down and she kind of looks at it and she goes, "Oh, planning a bank robbery?"
I wish.
Yeah.
You know?
No, we're trying to fix his ley lines, and this place is.
Oh, I see. So Lou's tasked you with fixing the ley line problem. Ah, I see. Well, the Autumn King knows what's best. Okay, well, I'll be in the sitting room watching television if you need anything.
Okay.
And she kind of wanders out, and she wanders out to the sitting room, and you hear the TV come on.
Is she Faye also, or is she just a little old lady?
No
We
idea.
don't
No
know.
clue. She might be a dwarf. I have no clue.
She might be.
Does
a female.
anyone else find it unusual
does not
that
have a
she
beard.
looked at the map and decided we're doing a bank heist?
Not really.
Not
I
really,
mean, nothing.
honestly.
Nothing.
I mean, anybody can own a bank. Evil people can own banks too.
I mean, seeing as how we're looking at the
I mean, we straight up have like
Area
a
here.
5-man team here, and looking at maps, it looks like a heist unit.
Wheelman?
I've got a random ski mask just like off the top. No, not at all.
No, we're not going to
Okay.
You guys have plenty of money. I don't know why you want to hit a bank. You get what, $330 million?
Got muscle.
Was it 330 million or 330 billion? I can't remember.
That was. I don't think it was billion.
It was a
I think it was
ton
million.
of money. That's just all it is.
I've got it somewhere.
I see the book too. So
millions and millions.
I mean,
Millions
that
and
first
millions.
deposit of
$300
like
million.
$10,000 in my bank account's more money in my bank account than I've ever had in my entire life. So
probably so. Yeah.
at one time in my bank account,
Yeah.
you know.
I got you. So you spread everything out on the table. Begin looking at it and try to figure out. There are remember. These maps don't really have a whole lot of detail about what's there now, but you can look a lot of it up on Google Maps and some things like that, which you can... Is Google Maps on your phone at this point?
I have no
I
clue.
think,
I think it was just on the web browser,
think
actually.
so.
I want to say.
I can't remember.
Open Safari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Search that way.
So you can search that way. You start looking around. You realize that there is a storage area, one of those storage rental areas, kind of kitty corner from Geotronix. You could probably rent a, storage facility there, and then dig out of that if you want. The other option would be that you would have to rent a office space in one of the little industrial parks nearby, which you could do too. You just have to find a realtor who can rent to you.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Excuse me. Thank you. So,
Probably securing a storage facility is going to be faster and easier with less paperwork than
definitely.
actually renting an office space.
Yeah.
Unless
Agreed.
we just want to open up an office space in Algiers across from Geotronix.
It's that intimidation factor, right?
And then we start producing weapons and make them go bankrupt.
There you go.
We attack them
We
economically.
absorb them as a company.
Yes.
That's right.
Hostile takeover. This is yes.
Leverage buyout.
We attack them economically instead of as an
There you go.
actual physical assault.
You guys might have enough money to do it pretty soon.
Yeah.
We buy them for
What?
$43 billion.
Yeah.
Well, don't have quite that much. You're gonna have to find some people who have a little more money to lend you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, if you put down $300 million as collateral, they might loan you $30 billion. So.
Yeah.
I think it would be. I think if we rented a place, they might be suspicious because we've already attacked once. So they're waiting
Yeah.
for us to do something. But if we just rent a storage unit, I mean, everybody does that. So it'd be less.
Yeah, there's going to be a hole in it
stand
the
out.
day after we leave.
So I do feel like we have come up with a lot of resources that we have at our disposal. But how do we deal with security? Because they thoroughly trounced us last time.
We have money now. We could just hire a getaway driver, like a professional one.
Well,
I
no.
hear you. Security.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we're
yeah.
I will
We-
say I will
we-
be there this time, and physical stuff is what I do, so it'll be a lot better at least.
And Swift pipes up and says, "I will make sure the Autumn Night is protected this time.
Well,
I
we-
was lax in my duties."
last time we weren't prepared for all the people on the other side of there. That
Right.
we didn't think of that. Silly us.
We
And this
don't
time-
know that's all the people.
No, but this time we're gonna have the police there with us too. So
Hopefully.
hopefully.
We could
It's still a plan. We're still planning.
invest in some tactical gear. Smoke bombs, bulletproof vests.
I didn't even get to
I don't
try
have a
the
problem with that.
You know,
Nope, just straight mind bullets to
blood,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the opposite of what I wanted.
Tell you what, man, we'll line the inside of it with lead, we'll cover it with
Tinfoil.
tinfoil, and
Tinfoil.
we'll just
But here's
Nothing's
the thing.
getting through that.
How
That's right.
how good are
maybe
we
your own thoughts.
with pipe bombs and smoke bombs and all this stuff?
He can
not
make that.
pipe bombs at all.
No,
But
he
smoke
can make
bombs,
that stuff. That
No, I'm not
I mean-
talking making it.
Oh,
Like how
using them.
how good are we at using that?
Well,
what are the chances we
I
blow
can't
ourselves
speak
up by
for
mistake?
everybody, but I have
Well,
military experience.
I've
You
I was
got,
in the army.
I've
before.
also got
Okay.
gangster connections. I could probably get some
You can probably.
firepower.
I'm not talking
I
about
grew up
that.
in
Getting
Tennessee.
it. I'm talking about using it.
Hey, what's it? You
Valid.
pull the
We,
pin and
we've
you
got
throw.
one person
Okay.
with who hasn't
Huh?
who actually has military training.
you've actually probably worked with heavy weapons, but your gun, you'd be actually understand how to use an assault weapon. Most of you are like pistols, shotguns, yes. Assault weapons, you know, and they're a different animal.
Yeah, I don't really
Pull
use
the
guns.
trigger and let it fly. That's the.
And rock and roll.
All right.
You actually probably have some experience with it because you actually build things along those lines, so you probably don't think.
But having disruptive things like maybe tear gas, and we have gas masks,
That's a good idea.
you know, something like that could be
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad idea.
a thing we could do.
So tear gas and gas masks is what I'm hearing, and also tactical armor and stuff.
Can we get this from the Army Navy
We could
supply
probably,
store?
well, probably not
Do
tear
they have
gas.
those? Tear gas.
We could maybe get some tactical gear, as in like a Kevlar vest, maybe, or
Now
something.
remember, if you're going to try and get that kind of stuff, that's going to be black market. If you're going to buy actual body armor, that's black
That's
market,
gonna be you, Black
or he's got to
Market.
build it, which is going to take longer.
Time.
You know, he had to have it specially made because he's a dragon. But the rest of you can wear, you know, off the rack kind of stuff. You just got to find somebody
Get some
who can do
bulletproof
it.
vests or something.
Can you
So you
find
can
us
So
a guy? Could you find us a
But it's still gonna take time.
That's true.
Well, you got resources, right? I mean, you got a good bit of
I mean,
resources.
with
Yeah.
enough money, we could probably
Just-
expedite
Uh,
it, right? You know, like if
That's what a resource roll is.
Like resource is skill without the boon from the whatever is.
Mhm.
I guess we all have a 4 now, don't we?
No, I think
Yeah.
Oh, I
We
mean,
have
we all got to bump up.
heroic or legendary resources. What was it you said it was?
My resources is +3 now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody went up, I think, one level.
I've
or
got a +4.
Yeah, you guys are
resources. You got a
+4.
4 too. Okay, so we're good at that stuff.
Yeah. I got
And remember, resources. You know, you basically you know a guy, or you know a guy who knows a guy who can get this kind of stuff for
Well,
you.
I guess there's also contacts.
Right. And who has contacts? Anybody?
I've got
+2 in
at level
contacts.
1.
I have +2.
I have +3.
Okay. So you guys probably know somebody who can procure that for you. You know somebody who can.
I know 2 people.
Yeah. Well.
Potentially. Well, I know 1 for sure.
Yeah. Well, and you do know that the White Court vampires tend to not get along with each other, and so you know Anastasia. She definitely.
White court.
She likes you. Yeah. So I guess you guys are back at your place. Are you guys going to start making some phone calls?
I guess he's gonna be making phone calls and.
Well, you got a +3 contacts, +3 contacts.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Let's use y'all first.
Yeah. So.
What are we looking for?
I don't know what
I
faction
think
I want
body
to
armor,
use.
probably bulletproof
Body armor.
vests, maybe helmets. Are we looking for assault? We're looking for automatic weapons, you know, like AK-47s or
an assault
M16s or
weapon.
you know
Well, nah.
Uzis or what?
So what do you need? Like
Maybe
I have guns 1. Is that
You can use it. Remember, really, all that an assault weapon does for you is give you a damage rating of 3.
And just range.
Yeah, right.
But you probably already got the range, huh?
Well, I think his gun is a
gun
2. I think your pistol's
No,
a straight-
I meant like
oh.
just his like kinetic blast. You've already got the range.
Oh
But
yeah,
I have to.
yeah.
Test this
That
out.
could
I
take
wasn't sure if
start. That
that's-
could take
So,
stretch.
so
though.
I got
Okay.
a 12. I've got a 12 gauge. It was weapons 3.
Right. So yeah.
So
Now again, that's going to be a shotgun. So you know,
yeah.
if you want to lay down suppressive fire, you don't have to do that with a 12 gauge because it's a pump action. I mean, you can't just fill a hallway with lead, but you know, yeah,
I
And
am
reload.
very interested in the tear gas and masks, though.
that would be the big thing.
Alright.
So what are you trying to find? Armor, tear gas, masks. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I
Tear
mean,
gas and masks.
Okay.
my go-to is going to be my sword if you want to get a weapon, but actually
Right.
on paper
Also,
don't have anything
With
to
it
help me
being
with
such
that,
close
other than my
quarters,
sword.
how close all the rooms are and stuff.
So how were the
Right, hand to
security
hand
guards we
fighting
ran into?
Yes.
How were they kitted out? Can we?
They were kitted out with bulletproof vests, helmets. Looked like the pants they were wearing had actually ballistic plating in the front.
Kind
So
of
you
Not
know,
like mask or anything.
riot
No,
gear style.
So I
Yeah,
think the tear gas is
Tear
a
gas.
yeah, no masks.
lot
They're-
easier to subdue. Flying
So
a phone.
Well,
tear gas
yeah.
and maybe 45s.
Huh?
Does everybody here have a gun?
I'm not gonna use one.
No, I
I
don't
mean,
think you will
I
either.
have
Yeah.
the gun that I took off
Yeah,
of
you got a
the
9
security
mil,
guard,
yeah.
and that's it.
And it'll clip, yeah. And you got your gun, and you got your gun and shotgun, and Jody, you've got a pistol.
It's Louisiana
Yes,
in
no? Okay.
2010. I'm pretty
I'll give a
sure.
fist bump.
All right,
I
make
feel
your
like
roll,
I'll be doing magic. So.
make your roll to get armor or the tear gas.
Tear gas and
Okay,
masks.
go for it.
Money, right?
Ooh.
That's a pretty good roll.
So it's a
Nice.
5.
All right. You call a guy. He says he doesn't have anything right now, but he knows a guy. And says he'll call you back in about 15 minutes. 15 minutes goes by and he calls you back and says, yeah, I got a guy who has gas mask and tear gas. It's CS gas. It's pretty nasty stuff. Now, are you wanting actual tear gas grenades or are you wanting like the spray stuff?
Grenade, right?
Yeah,
Grenades.
spray stuff would be like you'd use on a dog.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
We want grenades.
Grenades. Okay, so you're going to need a grenade launcher too.
Oh,
For sure.
so not okay.
Most
I mean,
most
I
tear gas
bring
grenades
mine
launch.
from
Yeah,
home,
I
but
didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a blooper.
Yeah. One of those two, yes.
Okay, just one or two?
Two.
Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay, I'll call you back.
Wow.
And so, a couple more minutes goes by. You're kind of sitting there. You finish the sweet tea, eating the sandwiches.
Swift can use guns.
Phone rings. Guy picks back up. He goes, yeah. Okay, I got 2 launchers. I can get you a crate of tear gas grenades.
Okay.
That's about 25. He says it's gonna. How soon do you need it?
As soon as possible.
Can I get it to you in 2 days?
We got
Tomorrow?
2 days.
Do we have to do
Tomorrow will be better.
How?
Okay, I can try and get it to you tomorrow, but expediting is going to be it's going to put the price up there a little bit.
Oh no.
What's the
He says
tomorrow
it's going to
morning
probably
price?
cost you around $25,000.
We could probably wait another day because
Sweating
I'm
us.
still waiting on the captain to talk to us
He
tomorrow.
says if you can wait a couple days, I can probably get it for 10.
I'm just.
I mean, again,
excited.
remember these
I'm
are
afraid
controlled.
They're going to be
These are
like
controlled
moving
items. I mean,
stuff.
they're hard to get.
You know, I think they're.
It's true.
I think they're going to be trying to move people out or change their days
I
and
think
stuff.
it's go time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, if they check,
All right.
if they move stuff out, then that's good for us. But
but then we don't know where they're at.
But then it's not on the ley line.
But what about all the people that were?
That's true.
I don't
know.
I don't think
Yeah,
that they're
because-
gonna move
I don't think-
people out.
I
I
don't
think
think-
they're just gonna move up
I don't
their
think they're
plan of
moving.
whatever
Would they
they're gonna
move
do.
a whole Stonehenge though?
No.
I mean,
No, I think
I
they're
think that's
gonna
set. That's where
expedite
they're
their
gonna-
plans and go fast. Is what
they
I'm
might kill
saying.
more people.
Yeah, we'll pay
Or
the
hire
extra.
more guards.
Yeah, we'll pay the extra to get it.
We got tear gas for that.
Okay, so pay the extra for 25,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys got the money.
You got it.
Yeah.
He says, okay.
I spent all mine
All
on
right.
them.
Well, okay. So I'll meet you tomorrow down on the docks by this warehouse. And he says, bring the money in cash, and I'll have the bag for you. Cool. And he says, all right. So you got that taken care of. Jody, what are you gonna do?
I'll get my house.
Looking for the body armor?
Yes.
Okay, make your roll.
That was cacked.
Nice.
And what is this contact? So it's a 4.
Okay. You call somebody who you know that you grew up with in the Ninth Ward. This guy tends to deal in things like guns and body armor and stuff like that. Some of it is sort of legal, maybe questionable legality that you're not supposed to have. Call this guy. He's an old friend of yours, went to school with him and from 4th grade through 7th grade, and then he moved. So you give him a call, guy picks up and says, what are you looking for?
Hey, I'm looking for some.
Who is this?
This is Della.
From
Spono.
from elementary school, Della?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what have you been up to?
Oh, I've been up to all kinds of things. I live in New Orleans.
You're still in New Orleans? Me too, me too.
Really? Where are you living at?
Oh, I'm still in the Ninth Ward. I just, moved out of the old neighborhood. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Are you still in the old neighborhood, on the old house?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Well, glad you got out of there. That was a rough section.
Yeah. But I go back and visit Miss
How's
Claire.
Terrence?
Terrence died this year. Just
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You guys were
like a
always
month
close,
ago.
always really tight. Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, it was bad.
Miss
but
Clara okay?
She's doing fine.
All
She's
right.
doing fine. Stop by and check on her every once in a while, make sure she's okay.
Well, good. She's always a nice lady.
Yeah, she's tough. But so anyway, I'm in need of some body armor. And
Body armor. You looking for, kind of like armored vests?
Yeah, like maybe vests, maybe some
helmets?
pants. Yeah, helmets.
Oh, you talking about riot gear? Ooh, I don't know if I have much riot gear, but I could definitely get armored vests. I can get helmets. Probably that's going to be about the extent of what I can get for you.
Okay. How much would that be?
Let's see. Vests are around 500. Helmets are around 500 more. Probably gonna be about 1,000. How many sets you need?
5.
6.
Oh no, five. Swift Scout armor.
Well, Swift
I don't
wear
need
it. I was thinking Swift don't wear it.
Oh no,
You don't need
four.
it?
4 sets.
No, you don't need it?
I've
You
got-
don't want
He's
to
got
wear
armor.
it?
He's got nice armor.
Oh, okay. Sorry, 4. I
4
was
sets.
thinking,
All
I
right,
just need
cool.
4 sets.
All right. So he says, yeah, I can get that for you when you need it.
Could you have it tomorrow?
Sure, no problem. I got it in the warehouse right now.
Cool.
Where do you want to meet? That's gonna be $4,000. No problem.
You tell me where's a good place to meet.
Look, well, let's meet at the old neighborhood. We both know that area pretty well, so I'll meet you at your old house.
All right, sounds good.
Cool.
I'll see you there.
Masks.
Gas mask, yeah, gas mask will go with it. Yeah.
Okay.
He goes, all right. I'll see you tomorrow then.
All right,
Click.
cool.
All right.
All right, I got us the suits.
Nice. So we're in
Alright.
30 grand right now?
Yeah, about 30 grand.
Okay.
Which again, you've got
Start
half
that
a million
easy.
in your LLC. You just write a check from the LLC and it'll cover all.
For tactical gear, that's not going to raise a
Of
red
course,
flag.
no. Well, you're gonna remember he wants it in cash, so you'll have to go get. You'll have to
yeah,
make a
yeah.
withdrawal from the LLC.
Yeah.
Is what you'll have to do. Yeah.
Go
Let me
see
check
a-
and see real quick what the
Thibodeau.
armor of this is going to be. Do.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Not gonna think it's the remix.
Playing the game. Conflicts. Running conflicts. It should be in there somewhere. Where it talks about weapons and stuff.
How much protection did your armor give?
2.
Your armor's 3.
3.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I thought. I just wanted to. I need to write that
Let's see.
down.
Armor essentially works the same way as weapons. So armor 2 is intended to protect completely against most pistols. It's probably reinforced Kevlar vest or something. Armor does tend to lag behind weapons. Many bulletproof vests are only armor 1. A heavy pistol round can still crack a rib if it hits you. Armor 4 is not really something you find on a personal scale, except maybe magical or supernatural. So yours is armor 3. The vests you guys are going to get armor 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so hang on. How much did you say it's gonna be? That's gonna cost us
4,000.
No,
Yeah.
total
Oh, 29,000. About $30,000.
$29,000.
So it won't need to be
coming out of this the
half a
LLC.
mil. Yeah, you're still fine. It's not even a ripple.
Wait, is the half a mil mine? Half a mil?
No, it's the half a mil from the LLC. It's the held in
Okay,
joint
gotcha.
trust for all of you. It's a limited liability corporation, also a charitable organization that is making donations to you to make sure that you don't have to pay as many taxes and kind of keep above the or underneath the radar of the federal government. Remember, Mr. Thibodeau set all that up for you. He has been taking care of y'all.
I'm listing him as this is for jackets and smoke machines.
Sounds like it.
Hooray!
Rave rabbit.
It's just a charity rate for the poor.
Did you see the thing
For the
that
homeless
Sean
and
posted
auto
about the rave?
Oh, yeah,
where he was walking with
daughters
his
and
girls, and they were like, "Why are those girls dressed like that? Do their mamas know they dress like that?" Well, they're going to a rave. What's a rave? Who wants pizza?
Who wants pizza?
Yes. So funny. All right, so you got all your stuff lined up. I'm going to be taking delivery tomorrow. Everybody heading home?
Yeah.
Mrs. Brown comes out and says, "Look, I've got some extra rooms on the first floor if you all want to just stay here."
Yes, that's what I was hoping for.
That's fine.
Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she says, "Yeah, that's what it is." And so she says, "Oh, okay. I'll make sure to have them put up, taken care of for you. Give me a few minutes." And she kind of wanders off. And so a few minutes goes by, and she goes, "Your rooms are ready." And you're like, 15 minutes? How did she get 5 rooms ready?
Definitely a Terry.
She has other elves working for her.
House elves.
House elves, that's right. She has house elves. Well, if you in the Harry Dresden books, if you remember, he had, was it brownies that would come and restock his refrigerator for him. He had done something nice for him and helped him, and they would restock his refrigerator and clean his house.
Cool.
Nice.
And
I want
they owed him a
healthy
debt.
brownies.
And so he couldn't tell anybody about them. And periodically they would restock with just like weird stuff. Like they would give him like boxes and boxes of cereal and nothing else. And so all he would have was like
Yes.
breakfast cereal, or they would like do meat or there was one time he said that all they did was put like sushi in his fridge. That was all he had for like a week.
Sweet.
So Because fairies don't understand that people don't want to eat a week's worth of sushi or boxes of cereal all the time.
Week-old sushi may not be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it was still good, but
The
yeah.
first couple days you're all right, but after
Lisa's
that,
like, oh, I want something
Sushi
else
for
but
breakfast
sushi.
again? Cool. Yeah, it was so funny. Anyway, most of the time they were pretty good with it, but it was you got the feeling that it was because the brownies had gotten hooked on something. They discovered sushi, and so they loved it. So they wanted to make sure he got all the sushi he could eat. And it was the same thing with the breakfast cereal. It was really
I
silly.
think I would still take that trade. I'd probably
Yeah.
still just let them do their thing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's-
Yeah.
Or when he would come in and the room, the apartment was like a mess or something like that, he'd come home and it'd be clean. Because they would clean everything up, straighten everything up for you. It was really pretty fun. Anyway, so I digress.
I don't know about
Um,
I'm about that life.
That's all right. We like it when our house elf, we'll call her house elf, our house elf comes in twice a week on Mondays. She takes good care of us. We come into a nice clean home. Everything's mopped and clean. You know our house elf. Jill is awesome. So
Jill's
she's
amazing.
fantastic. I'm not giving last names, dear, but she's fantastic. So she's great. Anyway, all right. So you bed down. Kind of you guys make a fort in the sitting room if you want.
No, I'm going to bed.
So do we have a plan?
Not yet.
I'm waiting for the captain to call me in the morning.
Okay.
I'm gonna meet
Right.
with
So
Terrence.
are we gonna find a place?
Seen
We
too
want
much
to rent
shit.
something
It sounds like one of those storage units.
storage
Yeah.
units.
What
And
was
use
the
that.
name
So
of
tomorrow we
the
need
guy
to
meeting?
go get our stuff, rent a storage unit,
Right.
The guy meeting.
and then finalize the plan.
Right.
Right?
What was the name of the guy meeting again?
Horatio.
Horatio Hornblower?
Yeah, that's him.
All I can think of is CSI Miami.
Me too.
We're gonna get DOC.
No, we only did 2 seconds. That's okay.
That's shit, yeah.
Normally, you're good for about 30, which is why
So let's see more.
We're not running ads
which
yet.
which is why my intro is on all of the things is about 29 seconds. Believe it or not, so I can use 30
Nice.
seconds of music. I contacted the Cat Society about using fishes for this new season, and they haven't gotten back with me. Of course, the guy who did the Bourbon Street song never got back with me either. So I guess we're okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
Tell
Or at least you wait out.
Well, we didn't get flagged, so we're good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go to bed because I need to get up early in the morning so I can go
Right.
over to the ninth ward. So.
Right. So you head to bed. You head to your room, crashing down there. Yeah, crashing in one of the guest bedrooms. Crashing in the guest bedroom. Yeah, the rooms are all nice. They're very lots of rich kind of medium woods. Everything's oiled and dusted like it shines. And it has a just kind of a glow to it of just it's warm. But not in a hot way like New Orleans warm. It's just you kind of walk in and everything just has this nice lived in homey glow, and you're kind of like, I could rent a room here and be really happy, but you wouldn't have room for all your stuff. This is a really nice little area, and it's interesting that there's exactly 4 rooms downstairs. Swift lives on the 3rd floor, by the way. Swift heads upstairs to bed. He's going to clean his gun and stuff like that, and heads to bed. You head up to the 2nd floor, which you're the only one on the 2nd floor, ironically enough, too. And the rest of you are all on the downstairs in these kind of little one bedroom rooms. The bathroom is at the end of the hall, which is like yours. Your bathroom's out in the hallway, too, but you're the only room there. And so you guys head to bed. Next morning. Anybody?
Yep. I'm getting up early to go to my
Go meet with the guy?
First, I gotta go to the bank.
Right. You need $4,000. Yeah. So you'll need to go to the bank. So you're going to have to wait till the bank's open probably around 10.
Most banks are open at 9.
Okay, 9. Which means you were probably meeting him at 10. Okay. So yeah. When you wake up, first thing, you come out. Mrs. Brown has a pot of coffee that's brewing. She's also got a pot of tea and some orange juice and some apple juice out on the table. There's sausages, waffles, scrambled eggs. She's got all kinds of food on the table for everybody.
Thank you. You are amazing. This is.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. It's courtesy of the autumn night.
You're welcome.
That's right. So you sit down
I'll
and
look for the autumn night because I'm sure he's sleeping.
Yeah, probably. And
We
so,
just heard
I
the
assume
spirit
I'm
of
the-
him telling us.
I'm
to go
probably
over
the
to
only
breakfast.
one at breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys are early risers too.
I'd probably also get up early.
All right, so you guys head down there. There's
Some stretches and stuff.
table full of food. Lots of good food. All of it looks like it's been cooked, recently. None of it looks frozen. Biscuits, toast, all this stuff. You kind of dig in, and it's really good. Mrs. Brown is a very good cook. What time do you want to get?
Loaded with all this stuff.
Probably around 8, honestly.
Yeah, you'd probably be up right around the same time they were. Lots of good breakfast. You guys tear into this breakfast. It seems like it never seems to disappear. You finish with some of the sausage and the link sausage and
You're not
bacon.
supposed to eat the food of the Fae, right? We're trapped forever!
You never know. And so she keeps bringing food out, and you finish, and she goes, well, okay, you guys had worked up an appetite, I guess, yesterday. Remember, those who had mild consequences, they are gone now, because it has been an entire scene.
Mine's not mild.
No, so mine had a
No,
moderate.
mine
It went
was
down to
mild.
moderate.
Yes, he'd given you a healing potion, so it was mild. And yeah.
So it should be gone then.
Yeah, all mild consequences are gone. Yeah. We'll have to wait until the kind of middle of the next session, I think is when it goes away. I think that's right. Yeah. You finish eating. Close to when the banks are going to open. You're probably going to need to head out there. You guys want to wake up Bunk and take him with you, or are you going to let him sleep in?
Well, I'm going by myself, I think.
I'll go
You
with you.
may need transportation to get there. You're going to take public.
Let's
Public.
go with
You're going to ride the bus with a bunch of bulletproof vests
We
and
could
helmets.
go.
and guns? Okay, that'd be a bad
There's
idea.
no guns.
Well,
I'm
All
gonna-
right.
do you have a meetup also?
Yeah. Later
Yeah.
yeah.
A little later?
Afternoon.
So I guess we need
Afternoon,
two
you
different
gotta-
vehicles.
I could
Warehouse
wake
bundle.
you up. Do you take Bunk later
I'll go
when he
with
moves
Bunk, yeah.
I
And
can
I'll have a
take
full
you-
armor
Yeah, if y'all,
on, too.
in the van?
I'm on a wait,
And
Yeah.
I
Oh,
also want
we're
to swing
calling
by
it
the church. Actually, I should do that later once we get the grenade launchers.
I'm sorry,
Right.
what's that? I kind of zoned in there towards the end. I just heard something about a church, and you should probably do that after we get the grenade launchers.
I was going to swing by the church while we were out, but then I realized it'd
Oh,
probably
okay.
be
Yeah,
better
it was-
after the grenade launcher.
That's where we are right
I
now.
don't know, I was just trying to figure out why we needed the grenade launchers before we went to the church.
I was going to see if Deacon Fine Blue would bless them since we're going against
Oh,
white
okay.
court
The
vampires.
real bank heist.
He blessed the guns for the police officers. In Miranda's mind, that's the same thing, whether he does it or not.
He might. You never know.
It's like, oh
He
damn.
might. You never know.
He might be like,
Vampires are opposed to the church.
Yes, they are. Well,
depends. Probably.
We'll say
on
they're
the
Black
vampire,
Court vampires.
yeah, Black Court definitely.
And she'd be lying to the.
She
to the
doesn't
end
know
of the
that.
cloth. Oh, she doesn't.
I deceived her. I don't know.
I also, I don't know if Miranda knows that. I think Miranda just thinks like in a Bram Stokerian way about vampires. She's only
Yeah.
met like one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Alrighty, so you head out together to go get some money. You head down to the bank. You gonna pull out all the money, or you just want to get the
I'm
$4,000?
just getting the $4,000.
Oh wait, we need.
No, I mean the other
We need
25,000.
30K. Total probably,
So are you riding with us?
He's sleeping.
Just like,
but we can. Just
I guess
bring
we can
back
get
the
it and bring
cash.
it back.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, there's
okay.
no reason not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me update my books then.
The autumn night doesn't go on airs like
Yeah,
that.
right. That's right.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll go with you if you're
I'll-
going to get the money, then come back.
Okay.
Nice if we could go and wake you up. Partially in your own domain. I'm not sure we actually have the authority to wake you up.
You could try. So
I imagine like we just like start going up to the second level, so just like no.
You can.
So I
Okay.
subtracted. How much is yours? 25?
25.
No, 25?
So you head to the bank, riding in the van. Yes, you're going to. Remember, your moped's on the back of the van. They've got it stowed on the back. You head to the was it First National Bank of Canal Street, I believe. First Bank of Canal Street, I think is what it is. Go to the teller. The teller, you ask to, you write a check out for $29,000. The teller's eyes get a little bit big, especially when you say that you need any cash, and says, "Okay, I'll give you a bank bag then." And so you get a bank bag, and they put $29,000 into it, which fits into a bank bag pretty easily. Was it $100 bills times 100? Is that $10,000? No. Yes. So a stack of hundreds. Well, I think actually it's 5,000 because they do it in 50s. So $29,000 is like about 5 stacks of bills. So it fits in a bank bag easily. And so they hand you a bank bag, and you head out of the bank, get back into the van, and you got your money.
It's the most cash I've ever
Were they
seen
having
one
raves in
place.
2010? I feel like they were.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. So for this, I'm changing it to rave supplies.
Sure.
Rave supplies.
Sure.
You know, smoke.
Yeah,
Drugs.
I'll try.
Drugs, smoke, yeah.
What if we
Smoke,
created like
smoke.
an event planning company as a front for our business and just
Hilarious.
always called our deposits rave supplies?
I like it.
It'd be great. Just throw lots of parties around the town. Probably could get away with that,
And do
honestly.
Well,
Yeah, well.
we also got jackets and smoke machines. Smoke machines
I
are
mean,
used.
honestly, you could probably get. There's always lots of parties going on. There's lots of, decrepit buildings that you can kind of squat in to do raves. There's, and you probably
Della
be
has
busy.
enough on her plate. I can't invent
I
plans.
just imagine that at some point someone's going to be like looking for themselves like, I don't remember there being any raves during this time.
Sure, bought a lot of supplies for a rave that hasn't
Yeah,
happened
never
yet.
heard, yeah.
We're an elite company. We do individual raves.
Very selective. Very
People who are afraid to be in an actual rave with other people.
That makes me feel so sad. I don't know why. just like one room about this big, just 2 or 3 people just
just
Just a silly.
Isn't they had the noise ordinance in the UK when raves were getting really popular, and so they started giving out the Bluetooth headsets.
Yeah.
And so you would walk into a rave with these people just dancing their faces off, and everybody's wearing headsets, and you
And
can't hear a
silent.
thing.
that was in. Y'all watch Ted Lasso? That was
No.
About the prom.
Yeah. The
Oh wait,
it
no,
was
not.
the coach. The coach. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's an episode where a coach goes off, and then like you go there, and they had
Yeah.
that. It was, and then they all like you just see everybody,
Yeah, and nobody
it's
hears anything.
silent.
It's silent.
and
Yeah.
then they put on. The guy
That
puts
was-
on the
silent
thing,
disco?
and then it boom.
No, we're talking about the raves over in the UK. They made a noise ordinance, and so everybody got Bluetooth headphones when you walk into the rave.
Yeah.
And so you'd walk in, and there's a room, people just dancing their faces off, and it's absolutely silent until you put headphones on, and everybody's got the same music going. So, pretty cool stuff. So you head down to Ninth Ward. I guess you're probably driving because you're the wheelman.
yeah.
Head down to the Ninth Ward to the old neighborhood. Pull up in front of your house, and there's Horatio. He's it's sitting on the hood of his car. It looks like it's a little Honda. And he sees you. You hop out of the van, and he goes, "Sweet ride! You have moved up in the world."
Yes. Well, this is courtesy of my friend Miranda.
Hey, Miranda. He waves at Miranda, and he goes, "Miranda's cool.
Oh yeah, super cool.
Driver's cool.
Oh, super cool.
Okay, cool. Good. And
Oh, shady.
the big guy in the back is cool.
Oh,
I've got the full body
Yeah.
armor on too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, not the helmet, but I've got the.
Yeah. He goes, "Cool. All right, sweet.
Just
Well,
cream of the day.
I'm looking very menacing.
Any friend of yours is a friend of mine. Sweet. Let me get the stuff out of the hatchback." So he goes over to the back of the Honda, pops the head, and it's one of those little hot
Like
hot
Scott
rod,
Adams.
hot hatches.
Like Scott
Yeah,
Adams.
you can get the big little pipe on it. You can tell this guy probably races this thing. Comes around back and he pulls out this duffel bag and he drops it on the ground and he says, "Check it if you want. Zip it up, unzip it. Yeah, it's got bulletproof vests." And it's got, the helmets there. You pick up the helmets. You want to check and make sure they're good armor?
Sure.
Since you've got Craftsman?
I'd love to do that.
the helmet's really like the Viking helmet we gave you.
You still got really high
The helmet's
craftsmanship
really
anyway.
like
So.
the Viking helmet we gave you.
I really like that helmet too.
Did it fit?
Yeah,
It's
so that's still
huge.
3.
It's huge. Okay,
It's
3.
very spacious.
It seems like everything's legit. You think this may have been it may have fallen off a truck somewhere. It doesn't look like it's ever been worn before. So yeah, it's not like they found dead bodies and stole the armor off of it or anything, because that would be kind of creepy. Not unheard of, but yeah, it seems like it's going to be about armor too, probably head and body. So you should be good.
All right. You give me the go ahead. All right.
Reach into
so
your bag.
I reach in my bag, pull out the.
$4,000. You grab the thing. You pull out one of the stacks and pull probably $1,000 off of it and hand it to the other. You kind of his eyes get big that you got $5,000 and just pulled $1,000 out, put it back into the money bag and zip it back up. He goes, "Whoa. Well, let me know if you need anything else. Pleasure doing business with you. It sounds like you have done pretty well."
Yeah, it was good seeing you again.
Yeah. Hey, don't, be in touch if you need anything. I'm your guy.
I will. I definitely will. Thank you.
Cool. So he gets his little hot hatch and starts up. Little. It's a little more intimidating than your moped, but not
Fair
much.
enough. Sorry, I'm just the whole idea, thought process of the little money bag thing just made me think like money bag is business purse.
That's right.
That's what this is.
Exactly what it is. That's what it is. You can put it in a backpack, I guess, if you want to. Yeah, he leaves a duffel bag with you, though, by the way. So
Okay.
you pick it up. It's kind of a big black duffel bag, very, military.
I figure I'd let him pick it up.
paramilitary looking,
I'll pick it up.
nylon, cheap. And so, you pick it up, throw it in the back of the van, and close the doors, and, off you go. It's about 11 o'clock. There's a knock on your door.
Wait, were there bullets included? I forgot to look.
No,
So I need
no bullets.
Okay.
Well, actually, BJ can probably get you bullets. He's the pawn shop owner. He's got bullets.
Okay.
So yeah, knock on the door.
Get up, answer.
Yeah, it's Swift. He's got a cup of coffee for you. He goes, "Hey, got coffee for you.
man.
Autumn night. Your duties wait."
All right, let's do it.
All right, cool. The rest of your group has already gone to procure armament
Great.
or arms. No, armor. Yeah, armor. And so I assume that you would want to be with them as they went to procure the armament that you arranged last night. They will return in a moment. So breakfast is downstairs. Mrs. Brown has prepared a feast. So head down there. Yeah, there's a feast. Hash browns, all kind of stuff. More coffee, cigarettes. I'm kidding. And so you go down there and eat. You just finished eating, and you guys roll up to the house. And we need to figure out what song you're always playing in the van.
It was Immigrant Song when I first showed up with
Right.
on the day of
Immigrant song. I forgot about that. That's appropriate. Yeah, that's very appropriate. You hear Immigrant song playing out in the hallway, outside, and the van rolls up. You hear your ticket if it's cooling down. Everybody kind of hops out. You're probably carrying the duffel bag because it's kind of heavy. They come inside. They got their duffel bag full of armor. Drop it in the front hall. Mrs. Brown goes, "Oh, be careful! Don't scratch the floors."
Sorry, Mrs. Brown.
"Oh, it's okay, dearie. Just be careful. They're old floors.
So
Like me."
precious.
You didn't scratch the floors. You're not sure you could scratch these floors. This house is very solid.
The sheer amount of wax on these wooden floors
Right,
now.
that's what you're thinking. The wax on it and
It's a
the
shop
oil on everything that just shines. This place just gleams.
Ghibli movie.
It's about right. It's miraculously clean and well maintained.
We just stepped over the threshold and got changed to Ghibli movie.
There is no threshold. That's one of the things you notice. Fairies don't create thresholds. Only people do. And so
They are one with nature.
yeah, that's right. So
You
that
stay
gives
here
you kind of a
longer.
clue that probably Mrs. Brown is not human. The only humans here are actually you and Swift. Swift is a human. He's a changeling.
If he occupies the space long enough, will that set up a
Yes,
threshold?
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably only maybe around the entire house, but you're not sure. So, but that's something you might want to consider. Actually, you got enough. Well, you don't have thaumaturgy, but you might want to talk to your thaumaturgy friends and see about setting up some wards or something like that. Not a bad idea. There might be some thaumaturgy elves that can help you with that too. So, I don't know. They've got all kinds of practitioners. But anyway, I digress. You come in. You've just finished breakfast. It's time to meet with your dude.
This is Brock.
Yep.
Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Pile
do
back.
it.
Pile back up in the van.
I'll bring the armor, but I'm not going to wear it for this.
We could swing by the church after.
Not a bad idea. You pile into the van, head down to the address in the warehouse. It's actually not very far from Volt's warehouse. Actually, it's kind of funny. About a couple blocks down. Very deserted area. This guy, when you arrive there, you notice there's a black van, nondescript van that's there. This young black man gets out. He's dressed very nicely. One gold chain, kind of a satin-looking purple shirt, black pants, very nice shoes. He's very thin. And he comes walking out and he goes, I assume you're the man I spoke to last night.
Yes.
I've got the goods in the back of the van if you want to come around and check.
Take a look.
You walk around to the back of the van and you realize there is a guy standing at the back of the van. He does have what looks like an AK-47, but it's just kind of up. He's just standing there. He's not looking He's looking menacing in the fact that he could definitely pop it down and shoot you, but he's not trying to intimidate you or anything like that. He's just kind of standing there. He steps out of the way, and the guy opens the back of the van, and there are 2 duffel bags. He opens the first duffel bag, and there's 2 little grenade launchers in there, and then there's kind of a wooden crate that's maybe this big. And he opens the top, and in there are the little tear gas grenades kind of lying on hay or straw, whatever it is, and he closes it down, and then he opens the other, and inside are 5 gas masks. And he says, these should take care of that for you. Remember, though, that CS gas is also absorbed through the skin. So you're going to want to make sure that you keep your from coming into contact with your exposed skin. So wear long sleeves. And, maybe gloves or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah. 25, I believe, was the arrangement we had, right? Mm-hmm. You reach into the thing and hand him, and he takes it and kind of flips through it, says, all right, looks pretty good. He takes it and, puts it into, that's a little bit bigger for a coat pocket. He has the guy who's got the gun pull the duffel bags out. He's just kind of holding the stacks of cash. He says, well, pleasure doing business with you. Let me know if you need anything else. Anybody who is got this much money to spend on these kind of things, I want to be a better friend of. And he kind of smiles, big toothy grin.
Well, thank you for the rush.
Well, yeah, no problem. Cool. All right. And he waits for you to kind of pick up the duffel bags and walk over to the van and put them inside the back of the van. And then he gets in the van and he and his friend drive away the opposite direction from where you are. Yeah.
You ever thought that would be this easy?
Yeah, apparently money, really is life-changing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Amazing. Well, and if you know the right people, too. So that always helps to have nice contacts.
Good contacts.
So, yeah.
Well, at least we're building up a business rapport with these really shady people that we might meet in the future.
For charity raves.
Yeah, well, Kyla knows a bunch of shady people, too. So there's always
Technically, we know a really shady
yeah,
person.
yeah.
What do you mean?
You get back in the car, and your phone goes off, or the van, excuse me. You get back in the van, and the phone goes off.
Hello?
Hello, is this Della Fontenot?
Yes.
This is Brian Johnson's office. You wanted to speak to Captain Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put him through.
Thank you.
A couple of minutes happen, you hear a couple clicks on the line, and you hear Brian Johnson. Hello, Brian Johnson.
Hi, this is Della Fontenot. You told me to contact you.
My secretary said that you had called. Yes, what's the situation?
There's a company called Geotronix that's in the Algiers area.
Right.
And we've discovered that they have some people trapped in there.
Like as in held prisoner, or okay.
Held prisoner for a while.
Oh, okay.
We suspect they're the paranetters who have been missing.
Right. The ones that have been disappearing over the last few months. Okay.
And we also suspect that the White Court vampires are involved in this, along with some human hired
security.
I guess security.
He says,
with heavy weapons.
He says, "Give me a second." So a couple minutes goes by, and you hear you kind of typing. And he goes, "All right, Geotronix, military weapons manufacturer."
Mm-hmm.
He says, that sounds like it. I've been by the facility before. That's going to be a tough nut to crack. Lots of security, high walls. What are you thinking?
We have an unusual way in that won't involve your men. However, we want to put a truck kind of nearby or a van that the people, as we get them out, you guys could drive them away.
Oh, absolutely. We got you covered. What I'll do is I'll scramble a team of 3 or 4 officers with one of our SWAT vans, which are lightly armored. And when you release the prisoners, we can be there to usher them to safety. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Do you have any idea about where they might be coming out? Do we need to be at the front entrance? Do we need to be... I guess you could let us know. We could just be nearby.
The roll-up doors.
Probably.
There's some roll-up doors on.
Like a loading bay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, loading dock. Right.
Yeah, so we figured that's probably the best way. There's some stairs that lead from the loading dock up into the building.
Okay.
So that's going to be our best bet is to get them out of the loading dock.
All right. Sure. Well, let me know when you're going to go. Give me a little bit of lead time so I can put together a team, and I'll make sure we have our men in place when you go.
Well, as soon as we have all our plans solidified and know how long it's going to take, I'll give you a time to be there.
Got it.
If he has. Did we buy guns?
Just a second.
We didn't buy guns, so we don't need bullets. Okay, but ask him if we can get radios to communicate with them.
Why don't we just buy them?
Could, but if they're doing an op with us, we could just borrow theirs.
Do we need a radio or anything that we can contact
Communicate
you
with
guys?
us.
Yeah,
Yes,
how are
we
we
get
gonna
you a
communicate?
radio. Probably at least a couple of them. Handheld radios so that you can communicate on our
We would have like
police frequencies.
5 of them.
We probably don't.
2 of them?
We all don't need radios.
I can get
yet.
2.
Two,
Just
okay.
whoever's
Yeah.
telling
That's
them what
a
to
good-
do.
Realize that this op is going to be strictly off the books, so I've got
Got
to
you.
get people who are in the know, and I have to make sure it doesn't look too
Just
weird
fire
to the
them.
hires up.
Got ya. Okay.
Wouldn't be a bad investment in the future anyway, so we could
Not
Yeah.
bad.
see if BJ has some
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good if we had our own radios too.
Yeah.
All right.
We just gotta sync to the same channel.
Got her, which is a problem.
Remember the Punisher on the Daredevil thing when he goes to that guy's place and buys the police band radio from the pawn shop guy?
Uh-huh.
The one who's really, really sketchy, and he I think winds up killing him in the end. Although no, he offers to
Is this a TV series or the movie?
the TV series on Netflix. Yeah, there's the Punisher goes into this pawn shop.
So good.
And he wants a police band radio so he can monitor the frequency so he can know what's going on because he's trying to get Daredevil. And the guy wants to sell him other stuff and starts offering him all this kind of sketchy porn, and the guy just he's not, the Punisher's not having any of that stuff because that's not something he's about. And he's getting ready to leave, and the guy makes some kind of really disparaging comment.
Yeah. I remember this one.
And so finally he goes over and locks the door and comes back. And I don't know if he beats him up or kills him or something like that. It was, yeah, it's pretty interesting. scene.
British them up.
All right.
Yeah.
We can
So I guess we need to go back, talk to the dwarves, find out how long it's going to take, blah, blah.
Well, did you
yeah.
wanna-
We got to go find the
The rental place.
rental place.
Oh, the
Yeah.
rental place, that's right.
Right, storage unit rental place.
Okay.
You can get over to Algiers.
And we have to gas the church. I mean, get stuff blessed at the church.
Gas the church, right? Yeah.
Oh, I'll shoot a text to Deacon Fontenot. Not Fontenot. His name is
Yeah, Deacon Fontenot. Yeah.
Fontainebleau. She's Fontenot.
Fontainebleau. Yeah, Fontainebleau.
yeah.
Yeah, Fontainebleau. Deacon
I was gonna say
Fontainebleau.
because she's No.
You became a deacon. Wow.
I'll
Fontenot.
shoot a message to him and be like,
Fast.
"Is it possible to get some holy water and or blessed grenade launchers? We're going to war with vampires."
Just imagine the text. And so a couple minutes goes by, and you get a text back, and he says, "Holy water, yes. Blessing grenade launchers, no." He says, "But
Thought
we
I'd
can."
ask.
He says, "I can definitely." He says, "But definitely, holy water, yes. Grenade launchers, blessing, no."
Later, he and the priest are all going to be cackling about that.
I feel like they get. I feel like I hope that this opens a channel of discussion at the next diocese meeting.
Right.
Like I want this to be
All the
like.
priests get together and go, "Where do we stand on blessing grenade launchers?" I don't know. Should we kick that one upstairs to the archbishop? But he says, "Yeah, you can get holy water for sure."
Okay, we can just do a quick pit stop for that, just in case, and then
Walk in, pour everything in.
do we need to
little-
swing by BJ's get radios? He probably has something old enough that your tech wizard you might not mess it up.
Yeah.
There's possibly a chance.
So,
Talking about BJ?
how much?
Yeah, like the pawn shop, maybe.
How much
I don't
cash
know.
are you guys carrying on you to buy these radios?
But remember, you can do that with resources. Remember, your resources allows you to buy stuff anyway.
I feel like if he has it in the shop, we might be good.
Okay.
He's.
But no more gems. You got to quit spending gems.
I know.
Like,
I've given him 2 diamonds.
You're going to get us busted.
Remember, fair resources is that +2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember, anything under $1,000 is pretty much fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even affect you at all.
All right.
Anything over $1,000, you have to make a roll.
Okay.
If
Or
that's if you have a resources of fair.
of two, a fair, right? Your resources, I believe, great.
Yeah, mine are
Yeah.
good.
Both
I'm
dollars
good.
Yeah, anything under
great.
$10,000 is not even going to impact
Okay.
you.
So we
plenty
we
of
can
money.
get radios easy.
Yeah.
All right, so you swing by BJ's. He has some old CB radios, but you're not sure those are going to catch the police bands. They use a
Yeah.
different band now. He says he doesn't have any police radios, actually.
Wait, CB radio?
Yeah.
I will get that for the van anyway.
Yeah, okay, so you can grab one.
Yeah.
Police. He doesn't have any police scanners, unfortunately.
Candy.
We
Yeah.
need like radios where we can talk to each other,
Just walkie-talkies.
Oh, like little earpiece
like
things.
earpiece things.
That'd be cool to have
I'm
earpieces.
thinking.
Well, you
I was
can't
gonna say I
have
can
one.
get one. Won't help me.
Yeah.
Well, the cool kids can have earpieces. Yeah.
Oh, the little kids with the pumped up earpieces.
That's fine.
I'd be
You
down
guys
for an
get it.
earpiece. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He didn't have any earpieces, so yeah. Oh, you can get headphones.
We've got a Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Still.
They're full of
It is.
them.
I believe so. Actually, it is. Drop off at head to the nearest Radio Shack, and you pick up some earpieces to go with like little walkie-talkies that you can clip to your belt. Swing by the church and pick up it's a I don't know if it comes in a bucket. Excuse me. It's probably like a hip flask, a silver hip flask full of
Nice.
holy water.
It's a 2-liter Coke bottle.
Yeah.
I want to get those water balloons that are shaped like grenades and just pour in there.
My gosh.
I'm not sure the water be holy anymore after that point.
Uh,
But it's a silver hip flask with a little cross on it.
Nice.
You get the feeling it's maybe one of those, and when you unscrew the top, it actually has little holes in it, so you can shake it like that.
Nice.
You get the feeling it's maybe one of the travel kits that maybe one of the priests carries with him, is what it is. But Deacon Fontainebleau gives you this, and you've got enough to probably spritz around if you needed to. So you head over to Algiers, and kind of across the street from Geotronix. You don't see anything.
Do we know how long it's going to take for the? Oh, we're getting storage. Never mind.
You don't see any activity at Geotronix. You drive by, everything looks exactly the same as when you left.
Same cars and
Still a few cars, maybe even the same cars in the parking lot. Doesn't look like they've gone on high alert or anything like that. So you're like,
meet you because you kicked our butts.
yeah. The little rental storage unit is First One rental units. Okay, I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget. Just look how that's redundant. First One rental units, or rental storage. Let's call it.
What was the name of your guy?
Hmm?
Oh, okay. Sketchy guy number 2.
Yeah. Purple shirt dude.
Yeah. Rental storage units. You go up to the main office, and of course it's a gated thing with all kinds of little roll-up doors, like you've seen with locks on them, and they have numbers, and there's just rows and rows of them. You go up to the counter. There's a young woman there, redheaded, kind of young. Looks like she's about 22, 23. She's kind of pretty. Yes.
I'm not going to come with them. I don't know that we want to have all of us
Who's going to
there
rent
to
it then?
rent the unit.
Okay. You go in. She's pretty attractive. You kind of go up and to the counter, and she says, "What can I do for you?"
Need a unit.
She says, "Oh, how big?"
What's the biggest one you have?
We've got 30 foot by 20 foot is our largest one. Those are pretty big. They
Can we put a
are.
van in there?
Yeah, you could. I'm not sure the ceiling's tall enough. Is the problem?
Like I point to the van outside. Could that fit in there?
Yeah, probably. It does have a roll up door, and I believe the ceilings are 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it would probably fit in there. I'm not real sure though. It'd be tight.
Okay.
Which is basically 20 feet wide, 30
Can't
feet
open the
deep.
doors.
What about the Italian job?
No, I'm sorry, 20 feet deep, 30 feet wide. Sorry. And so you could probably back your van in there. Yeah. 20 foot by 30 feet unit, largest unit we've got is going to be $40 a month.
Okay. So
How long do you want it for?
Couple hours.
a month.
A month. All right. It'd be $40.
Okay.
Cash or charge?
Cash.
Okay. She says, okay, here's the paperwork you need to fill out. Name, place of residence, phone number, you fill out all the stuff. Are you going to use an actual name, or are you going to use fake name or
Fake
something?
name.
Okay. She looks at it and says, "Okay, I'm gonna need some form of ID."
I left that out in the car.
Oh, well, I've got to see it before I can rent it to you.
Oh.
Oh yeah, glamour.
Right?
Well. Oh yeah. So I'll
Glamour
take my.
ID.
Can I glamour my ID?
Okay. Make a discipline check. Glamour's easy. Automatic.
Not bad. I just
4.
Okay, that's still good though.
Oh wow! I think I rolled worse than you did.
Good.
What'd you get? Total
Yeah,
4?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. She only got a 2. So she looks up and she goes, "Oh, okay, Mr. Statham. All right, fine." And so she writes it down and everything like that, and hands you the key to the lock, and she says, "You're in unit number J23. And if you want, I can take you out there so you can see it."
Yeah, please.
So she locks up the till where she puts the money, and she heads to the glass door. You guys step outside. She locks the door because she's the only one there right now. She walks around to the side and flags her card on the gate. And she says, "Anytime you want to get in, you're gonna have to let me know, or whoever's working know, because we have to open the gate for you. Now we can open it remotely from inside, but since I'm the only one here right now and I'm taking you over there, we're open 24/7. So anytime you need to get in to get your stuff is fine. There'll be someone here. If you have an issue, she hands you a card and says, call this number. That'll get you in touch with our maintenance or security, depending on what you need, and to make sure that everything is okay." And she walks over like 2 or 3 rows and then kind of down to the end. And she says, "All right, here it is." And she takes the key and opens the lock and opens it, rolls up the door. It's huge. This thing is vast. 20 feet deep, 30 feet long. It's got one door kind of in this corner. So, there's an area of it that's just wall. And she says, "If you want to go in and inspect it and look around."
Yep.
Walk around and look in there. It's kind of dusty, but it's clean. There's no rats or spiders or anything like that. It's just kind of dusty. She says, "Now, it's not climate controlled. I have to tell you that much. And it does get hot in here. So just letting you know."
Okay. Well, it's November. We only need it for a month. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's true. It's chilly enough that you won't have to worry about it. She says, "Okay. Well, then, all right. Here's your key. And it's a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you very much." She heads on out. I guess you guys probably could have rolled down there with the
Are
the
there?
van.
Is this like an open storage facility?
What do you mean?
Like, are all the containers like open, like how they normally are?
There
Like
was
Storage Wars type open.
yes. So yeah, basically.
Outdoor, you
Outdoor.
mean?
Outdoors,
Okay, yeah,
yes, that's exactly right,
Are there
and basically
cameras?
gravel between them is what it is. Huh?
Are there cameras?
You do see a camera on the gate, but that's it.
Okay, cool. I like
Yeah. Rest of them doesn't seem to have cameras. So
that. Sweet.
there you go. Head back to the van,
Yeah.
and head back to, I guess, probably your new digs. And that's probably a good place to stop because it is about 8:59 right there. So you are set up and ready for your assault on Geotronix.
Planning montage.